Okay. Sound check. Sound seems good. Stream is on the green, and I think we should be up. Alright, welcome everybody. Hello, hello. I hope everybody is doing good. Everybody is in a good mood. Welcome to Sydney. We are in Australia today, and we will be flying with the new 777 from FlightFactor, the 300ER version. So thank you very much for FlightFactor. I actually was planning to get it myself, but of course I didn't know which date or what date was the release. So when they announced it, unfortunately I spent all my flight sim budget. And I reached out to FlightFactor and they kindly provided me with this extension. So thank you for them very, very much. And even though you guys know it, even though I get something for free, my reviews are unbiased. This is not exactly a review. I mean, everybody knows what's the FlightFactor already, so I don't think I need to review anything. This is more of just let's fly this plane because it's cool, and it is indeed very, very cool. So yeah, you guys picked up New Zealand yesterday on Discord. To be honest, I was not expecting New Zealand to win, or Air New Zealand, and yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a longer flight, so study cam is gonna come on in the middle of the cruise, and yeah, I'm gonna be doing some studying in the meanwhile, because it's a 2 hours and 34 minutes flight. So yeah, we're not running real time right now because otherwise it would be completely pitch black, and I want to get some nice sunrise for our flight. By the way, what you are seeing now... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do we have there? That's a Qantas taking off. That's an A380. Yeah, it's an A380. Wow. That's pretty awesome. So it would be completely pitch black if we would be taking the real life time. So I slightly advanced it, so we're just in the very, very early morning. It's like 5 or 6 a.m. here in Sydney, and I'm doing my little walk around here. I'm using this plugin called Apron XP that was released on the past week, which is a plugin actually that I was really looking forward, because doing some walkarounds on smaller airplanes, even though you don't exactly see anything like you would do in the real life, it is still cool, and it allows you to have a good feeling of the size of the airplane. And this one, I mean, there was another plugin that was okay, but it accounted for the tilting of the airplane. So if you would be doing a walk around on something like a DC-3, you would be floating in the air, and this one actually sits nice and tight on the ground. So that's really cool. And I have to say, yes, we flew the 777 already. Yes, it's a huge plane, but holy cow, is this one long. It is very, very long. And yeah, you kind of have to get used to that, because you have to pay some attention when you are rotating it, because you can tail strike it relatively easy if you're not careful, if you pull too hard. And the same applies for the landing. So yeah, and of course taxiing it, it's slightly different, and man, it is absolutely huge. It is huge. So yeah, let me see who's in chat. Seeing Crash Flower, you're waiting at the gate for boarding. I see you are just in time. Welcome. How are you doing, man? Hope you're doing good and you were ready for some cool flying. I hope you don't have any work later on and you have some free time to properly spend with us here. Cooper, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to live stream. Medlam, is the 300ER worth the $30? Okay, here's what I will tell you. If you really like the 777 and you like flying some routes that operate the 300ER, and it's an icon for you, yes, sure, get it. It's awesome. You know what you will be getting, considering FlightFactor quality and all that stuff. I mean, honestly, I've been loving this airplane very, very much. To the point that it became basically my second favorite passenger airplane. So Yes, absolutely. Now, if you are just going to be flying the 300s, I don't know, maybe like once a year or 2 times a year, and you already have another version of the 777, maybe not, because it's not exactly going to bring you anything new. It's essentially the same plane, it's just longer and different airlines and different so on, but essentially it's the same plane. So here's my very honest suggestion. If you will get it, you will probably love it and you will not regret spending the $30 just for the fact that you are supporting their work, because it's really, really good. But if you're like, is it anything different from the other ones? It's a 300. It's like asking, I have an A320, should I get the A321 or the 319? It depends. It depends whether you really want it or not. Are you really gonna fly it or not? Yeah, maybe. So that's it. Aviator, how are you? Are you coming up? I was gonna say you were using Apron XP. It's really cool. You can sprint and crouch. Oh yeah, and you can jump. Yeah, speaking of that, so I was walking. You can sprint, you can jump, and you can crouch. So that's really cool. So kind of like in the games, the game controls. So let's. I mean, this one will not exactly work, but on the A320, let's say you want to go under the fuselage, you can crouch and go under the fuselage like a bit slower, so you actually feel like you're crouching. And then you get going, and then you run, you jump, and you hit your head, and then you go to the hospital because you should not be doing that. Anyway, that's really cool. So I'm excited for this. Let's go into the airplane. We are 20 minutes away for our pushback time, and I think it's a good time to go. All right. Where am I? Oh yes, I completely forgot this. But FlightFactor has a boarding music, and I'm trying to get in. Wait, there I am. It's completely pitch black. But FlightFactor has a boarding music about FlightFactor, and it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna listen to it because I'm afraid we'll be getting some copyright strike or whatnot. But yeah, I powered up the very basic stuff of the airplane. I opened some doors, so I already established contact with the ground crew and the cabin crew. So we just have to do the rest of the stuff, which is very simple. It's just to confirm that the engines are cut off, the thrust is on idle, flaps and slats are retracted, and they agree with the position as well as the speed brakes. The gear is down, and of course the wipers are already off, so that's all fine. So let's just now finish up checking what else do we have to prepare. Radiator will come on, of course. Window heat will come on. Hydraulic engine will come on, and we do have to recharge the accumulator, so I'm going to put this one to auto, and it will recharge it. So for instance, if we have to put the parking brake or something on, we're gonna get that on. No electronics for now, we'll leave it on auto. Storm light on. I'm gonna pull these lights slightly stronger, and I want to get these ones as well. I really like this cockpit, man. It's super cozy, super nice. Really like it. Alright, let's pull back the storm light. Alright, fuel. We didn't put any fuel in for now, so that's fine. I'm going to put auto on the engine NTIs, because if we have that option, why not? And beacon wing not required. Here, auto here. We're going to go lower gas per flight temperature, flight deck temperature here. Cabin temperature will be here. I'm going to pull everything on. And this is a question that I'll be asking for my flight instructor, or my old flight instructor, who's now flying 777s. Should we use the APU on auto or off? Because as I notice, most airlines use the 2 minutes rule. So you start the APU, then you give it 2 minutes for it to burn all the stuff like oil and so on, and only then you put the APU bleed on, so that it doesn't go, any fumes and so on doesn't go into the cabin. So I'm not sure if they do that as well, because we have an auto. So for now I will keep it on off, and I'll confirm with him later and leave it there. Alright, so plan mode 20 on the range, data on. This is going to be hectopascals on the range, and I could already set the QNH, because why not? Why not? Also, we are of course on VATSIM, and we do have tower. interestingly, which is really cool. That means we have 80s and so on, and that also means I have to get a move on. Ashley, hey, welcome to the live stream. Synchronized work is over 2 days off now. Ooh, very good. That means lots of flying, maybe, no? Alright, let me just finish prepping this. Flight directors go on. I'm gonna pull this already to on, and auto brake to RTO. That's all fine. And let me see, radio on, radio not on. That's powered, that's volume good. That's gonna be transponding 2000 to start with. And flight deck door, I'm gonna let unlocked for now. That's gonna be fine. I drank the coffee by mistake, but that's completely fine. How much do we have for alignment? Oh, that's gonna be very little. Good. Okay, so autopilot, all of this is associated. I'm gonna cancel that. FMC message, enter inertial position. That's gonna be checked. AD realignment mode, doors manual, parking brake set. All seems good. I'm gonna clear that, and we're gonna cancel all the yellow warnings. Alright, nav database is good. Let's insert our position. I'm just gonna cross-check that it more or less agrees, and yes it does, and I'm gonna use it then. So, Sydney to Christchurch, New Zealand. You might ask me, why am I not flying to Auckland? And the answer is very simple. The approach into Christchurch is more beautiful, and I wanted to see something beautiful in New Zealand because it's amazing. Not saying that in Auckland it's not good, but I feel like it could be, it's gonna be better into Christchurch. Sorry. Alright, what is our first waypoint? It is... what? Collie. Collie is our first waypoint, so probably we're gonna have like a Sydney 3 departure. So that's what I'll put in, and I should probably listen to the ATIS. So let's have a listen. 118.5. Oh, 55, sorry. 118.55.
Sydney Terminal Information, Charlie.
Oh, cool.
Expect independent visual approach.
Wow, okay.
Runway 34 left arrivals. Independent parallel approaches and departures in progress. Wind 320 degrees, 07 knots. Cav OK.
Beautiful.
Temperature 12. QNH 1020. On first contact with Sydney ground or approach, notify receipt of information, Charlie.
Okay, what about departures?
Time check, 1616. Sydney Terminal Information, Charlie. Expect independent visual. Runway 34 left and right for arrivals. Independent parallel approaches and departures in progress.
Yeah, okay, it's 34 left or 34 right. Okay, that sounds fine to me. 34 left or 34 right. So my guess would be we're gonna be going 34 left because it's the closest ones. So I guess 34 right is gonna be 44 arrivals. And that said, I'm gonna put up already here for myself the chart for the runway 34 left, because if something goes wrong, we need to come back. I want to get the longest possible runway out of here. So yeah, Ashley, I would like to get it on Thursday. Need to wait until tomorrow. Don't worry, don't worry. If you can get it, that's what matters. It's a great plane. Alright, I'm gonna assume Sydney 3, and then we'll see whether they like it or not. It's gonna be Vector, so Collie. And out of here it's gonna be Mike 636, then to November 750 with the transition being Pluga, that's correct. Then we fly to Vanda, funny. And then we fly via the belly 3 kilo arrival. Very nice. Into Christchurch runway 20. So let me assume ILS 20. And belly 3 kilo via Vanda. Beautiful. Execute route performance in it. Now, regarding performance, let's come here to airplane, weight and balance. And you guys know I'm kind of lazy with this, so I'm just gonna do a quick load. So, final reserve and alternate. This is very important. 12,000 for us. Total block is going to be 32.7 on the fuel, so I'll round it up to 33. I'm using the default profile for the 777-300 from SimBrief, and somebody said use a fuel factor of +5, so I did that. So we'll see how it does. Flight level 370 is expected, and our zero fuel weight will be 207.8. So can I just write it? Yes, I can. Beautiful. So that's set and seems good. Let's do 7.9, and I'm gonna come to CG summary. I'm gonna optimize the CG 27 is better, and we're gonna go to loading page, and I'll do simultaneous full load.
Sir, they brought a new load sheet.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much for the load sheet. Another question I want to ask to my friend is, or my instructor is, whether should I use the Mach percentage or the max zero fuel weight when setting for the trim. Alright, because we have the fuel on board, I'm going to put the seatbelt signs to on, and I'm going to do fuel pumps on. So let me confirm, zero fuel weight. Sometimes the load sheet is slightly different from the values that you get, and this is actually fairly realistic because you get some last minute changes. So 208 on the zero fuel weight, dead, so that's nice. Gross weight 241, yeah, that's fine. Our reserves is going to be 12. Cruise at 370, and our cost index, because I wanted to fly as fast as possible, I set up a custom cost index of 200. So we'll take that. We'll be departing with takeoff 1 and climb 2 for best noise abatement, no flex, and I'll use flaps 15. Yep, speeds will be nice. Okay, so I'll use the 27.9 to get the trim. Trim is 4, so we need to set that later. 34, 42, and 56. So I'm going to set 56 here already. I'm going to engage LNAV, VNAV, and because we're departing runway 34 left, the runway heading is going to be 335. Now, no initial climb clearance for now, so I'm just going to assume like a 5,000, and then we'll see what the rest of the stuff will tell us. Okay, good. Let's check here the mask as well. It's emergency, and we can test it. Good. Fantastic. Let's do a pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen.
Tested.
Tested 100%. Tested 100%. Flight instruments.
Okay, so we've got, I need to synchronize altimeter, 1020 and 1020. A rating 40 feet, and 40 feet cross-checked, and that kind of comes with the elevation of the airport. So that's great. That's checked.
Set. Checklist complete.
Wonderful. Alright, let's give him a call. Right now, what is this? Sydney Tower. Yeah, Sydney Tower 120.5. And what position are we in? This is stand 5-7. Beautiful. Alright, stand 5-7. Good. Sydney Tower, hello, New Zealand 224, heavy stand 5-7 with information Charlie on board requesting IFR.
New Zealand 224, Sydney Tower, hello, you're good to Christchurch via Corley, flat plan routes from way 34 left, Sydney tree departure, climb via SID 5000, squawk 1064, departure frequency 122.8.
Clear to Christchurch via runway 34 left, departure Sydney 3, initial climb 5000, squawk 1064, and departure frequency 122.8, New Zealand, Air New Zealand 224.
New Zealand 224.
Good. Alright, we've got everything on board, that's good. So let's set 1064. That's set 5000, like I've guessed. And 122.8 will be our departure frequency. So that's beautiful. We are 8 minutes for departure. And that's all set. Alright, beautiful. I'm gonna put leg page here. And perhaps I'm thinking. Aviator, I'm good, thanks. I chose 8319 for today's flight. Oh, the 319 is a beautiful airplane. A beautiful airplane. In fact, I was planning to do something with the 319, but because I'm planning to do something a little bit different, unfortunately, I will have to go with the A320. But that's gonna be, I would say, even slightly more challenging. So it's good. It's good. Mika, hey. And Gandalf Fisco, that's a funny name. Welcome, guys. Who was behind the mic? Behind the mic? What do you mean? The ATC? What's the name of the ATC? Well, it says here a River Blundstone. No idea. That's what it states, at least. So that's fine. All right, guys. So we've got everything on. I think it would be a good time to do some departure briefing. What about that? So what would you say? Just need to open up my own notes here and get everything ready. All right, you guys are ready? Let's go for it. So we're flying the beautiful 777-300ER, freshly released from FlightFactor. Flight New Zealand 224 from Sydney to Christchurch. Alright, I didn't check the NOTAM, so I'm going to assume everything is fine. The weather in Sydney is beautiful. It's going to be a bit more funny into Christchurch, but not too bad. So we're not expecting to use any NTIs out of here. I'll put terrain radar on and weather radar on for the first officer. We are on position 57 in Sydney. In fact, I should have opened here the parking positions. Not this one, sorry. This one. So we're right here on the 57. So let me just do a little thing here. So I assume we're going to be pushing back here into Gulf facing east. Taxi via Gulf, then Alpha to cross runway 0725, then all the way down there to Alpha 6 for runway 34 left full length. The runway is dry. The wind was, well, it said 320 at 7 on the ATIS. I've got 320 at 7 on the METAR, so that's good. The runway is dry and will depart via the Sydney 3. This is on page 10-3 from 13th of February of 2026. Caution, parallel runway ops, do not turn towards the other runway, that's important. We've got a transition altitude of 10,000 feet, and MSA for the area is 2,100, so that's fantastic. That's within 10 miles, and then 2,700 further away. Now, some special requirements. So I head to jets, that's going to be 800. Wait, let's actually read it. So 3 full left, track 335 at 600 or 800 for jet aircraft, turn to assigned heading or tracked. No right turn below 1,500, so we're going to be probably turning left. Expect radar vectors, aircraft clear via Matla, Oslam or Whiskey Mike and DBC special requirement. We don't apply that, so that's good. Alright, climb restrictions. Runway 34 left, 3.3 for obstacles, 6.1 to 2,500 to remain in controlled airspace. Let's confirm 6.1 at about this. It's going to be almost 1,000 feet. Yeah, we can comply with that. Alright, we're not cleared by any of this, so I can just skip through. this communication, so that's alright. And what else do we have? Container facility 279 in 34 left departure area. We'll be watching that. So just obstacles, that's what we're watching. So straight ahead until 800, then a left-hand turn. Probably flying direct to whatever waypoint there will be. So I'll kind of enter like a left downwind for runway 34. I've been noticing that my microphone's been going a bit high, so please let me know if my voice gets distorted for some way, because I've been trying to get my my mic levels to a better level. All right, so that's gonna be all it. It still feels a bit heavy. Maybe better right now. All right. Continuing. We'll be departing with flaps 15. It's going to be V-speeds 134, 142, and 156. Takeoff 1, no flex, and climb 2. No radio navs, no special considerations, and I could perhaps come into NavRad and use the ILS frequency here for Sydney in case that we have to come back, and that's going to be 110.1. So 110.1/335, and I'm going to let it here pre-selected. So it says M, that means manual selection, and that's correct. So no special considerations apart from that, and I'm just going to start up the AP real fast. According to the abnormals, we'll do the normal stopping below 80 knots on to significant failures between 80 knots and V1, in which case I'll call reject. I'll apply the maximum reverse and maximum manual braking in case the auto brake doesn't work. Stop the aircraft on the runway, set the parking brake, call cabin crew attention to stations, and then advise DTC in excess situation. Otherwise, we'll keep straight ahead, climb to a 3000 vector ourselves towards the water, and excess situation, come back to land. I do not believe we are overweight, but it's a good thing to check. Maximum landing weight 251. We are departing with 240, so we're maximum. We're below max landing weight. We're not even overweight, and other than that, no considerations. So that's excellent. We should be catching up the jet stream. I think we're very close to the jet stream. Some sort of it. It kind of turns here, interestingly. On the route, as we're going to be flight 370, nothing significant. Alright, that's the brief complete for me. You guys have any questions? If yes, please let me know. Alright, APU is on. I'm going to give him just an extra minute, and I'm going to just power here the hydraulics. And I'm going to put the beacon light on already. And I'm going to start to disconnect this and remove stuff from the ground and close doors. So let's come cabin, purser, doors.
How can I help you?
Close
Please
doors.
close all doors.
Yes.
I'm going to close our cockpit door as well. Let's go to flight, ground crew. And I'm going to come to remove equipment.
Please remove all ground equipment.
Most assuredly.
I'm going to connect the tug.
Ground to cockpit. Toast driving up right now.
Detach the jetway. This is the only annoying thing, that the sound sounds kind of like jittery on the inside, but I can live with that. Alright, checking the engines here. We've got oil, and that's good. Alright, a minute should be fine. Let's go APU bleed on. So that's all fantastic. Back to the base. And let's see, 1 minute passed. Wait until the pushback connects. Let's do before start checklist.
Before start.
Seatbelt signs are on.
Set. Doors and windows.
Both closed. Let's check the doors actually. Stand by for a second. Oh yeah, the forward cargo and the aft cargo.
Alright, all doors and hatches are closed.
No, you
Ready
are
to
lying.
We need that hatch closed.
Yep.
Most assuredly.
Alright, it's closing, and it's closing. Good. Now they are
Before start. Doors and windows.
closed.
Check. MCP.
We've got 156, that's going to be V2 Al Navi nav armed, heading 335 set and 5000 on the altitude.
Set. Takeoff speeds.
We've got 34, 42, 56.
Set. CDU pre-flight.
Oh, that's one that I forgot. I want to do a thrust reduction at 800 and acceleration at 800 as well. So it's going to be an ADP2 and we'll be going until 3000.
Completed. Trim.
Trim is going to be 4 units, so it's already set. Good.
Set.
And 0.
Taxi and takeoff.
And
briefing.
0.
Completed.
That's complete.
Completed. Checklist complete.
Checklist is complete. Very good. Let's do storm light off. Let's do cabin crew doors to auto.
All ears.
Doors to automatic.
All doors are armed now.
Fantastic. And let's give him a call. Sydney Tower, New Zealand 224, stand 57, request push and start.
New Zealand 224, stand, push approved.
Push approved, stand 57, New Zealand 224. Alright, let's go better pushback. Change.
And ground to cockpit.
That's gonna be
go ahead and you'd like to point release the parking brake when you're ready.
Alright, brake is released, you're clear to push.
Alright, starting the pushback, and you may spool them. Clear to start engines.
We've got TCAS off, that's associated, because we have altitude off. Alright, off block time set. 3 minutes late.
Thank you.
Goodbye to the ground crew. Oh, did I initialize the flight, by the way? Sydney Tower, Air New Zealand 224, I confirm when we can start the engines.
New Zealand 224, sorry, say again, I had an audio glitch.
Confirm when we can start the engines, Air New Zealand 224.
New Zealand 224, push and start as approved, so you can start while pushing at your discretion.
Copy, starting up, Air New Zealand 224. Alright, let's go, starting 2. We've got a rotation that's going to come on. You guys want to hear the sound? If you want to hear the sound, we can come to the wing view. And we can listen. This is huge.
British Airways 332, ready for push and start.
Oh, Gandalf. It was a 777 crew.
Push
Yeah.
and start approved.
Push and start approved, British Airways 332.
That was a good start. Let's start number 1. And oil pressure is rising. Good. Can Susie bring me a snack? Sing Crash Flyer, absolutely. Tony, welcome. How are you doing?
Alright mate, operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake. Alright mate, disconnecting tows, stand by.
Brilliant start on both engines. I hope you can come off. Stand by on that. Flaps will set to 5.
Captain here.
Captain, we are already here. Safety briefing has been read. Cabin is secured.
That's brilliant. Disconnecting and signals, please. Aviator, you're starting the engines as well. Good. We'll be disconnecting. Oh yes, and I forgot this. I forgot if we can do this. This is beautiful. This is freaking beautiful. Alright, I guess Golf Alpha cross runway and then to Alpha 6.
Oh, it's disconnected. 5 past 10, it's removed.
Let's do flight control check.
Thumbs up on the left and catch you next time. Have a safe flight.
Full up, full down. See you next time. Bye bye. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. And full right. Neutral. By the way, check this out. The detail of this is ridiculous. It's awesome. Alright, where's the hand signal, please?
Taxi checklist,
I'll
please.
stand by on that.
Call. Check.
Hand signals received. Recall. Let's do it.
Checked. Flight
It's checked.
controls. Check.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Cleared. Cleared. Checklist complete.
Beautiful. Checklist is complete. Sydney Tower, Air New Zealand 224, request taxi.
New Zealand 224, thanks. Taxi Golf Alpha holding point Alpha 6 from way 34 left.
Taxi by Golf Alpha, Alpha 6, runway 34 left, Air New Zealand 224. Beautiful. Taxi lights on. Turn off lights on. Clear left, clear right. Off we go. Left brake works, right brake works. And we can go. Secret Fire, this that reminds me of a funny story from when I once took a long flight to Tokyo. The cabin crew kept coming around with a bottle of wine, but at some point I told them they could just leave it there. Oh yeah, that's a good one. By the way, quite a good view of some of the buildings here for Sydney. Clear left. I wonder where is Aviator. Oh, there he is. This is British Airways. Interesting. Alright, that should be Golf. I missed the sign. Oh, correction, Alpha. That is Alpha. Clear left. Clear right. Watch out the speed. For a second I thought my tiller wasn't working. Alright, and he gave us a clearance to go all the way.
British Airways 332 requesting taxi.
Seaver 332 taxi Charlie, cross runway 25, Lima, hold short 34 left.
Yeah. Right, clear right, clear left. We're going to be crossing a runway correction strobe on, transponder on. And let's go. Weather radar, correction terrain radar on my side.
Approaching 7.
Check.
Seabed 332 taxi Charlie, cross runway 25, continue Charlie, Lima,
Let's
hold
get some
short
speed.
34 left.
Oh, correction, flaps is not 5, flaps is 15.
British Airways 332 taxi via Charlie.
Alright, we crossed it, strobes off, transponder to transponding.
Hold short of runway 24 left in Lima.
And we're just getting up for the sunset.
And unfortunately, Alpha Station's tower has now got to close. Monitor advisory 122 this night. Bye-bye.
Oh, what the hell. Over to advisory, thanks for the service, Air New Zealand 224.
Okay, sure. Frequency 122 this way. Thank you for your take care.
Hey friends, Steve.
Alright, so straight ahead. Then to the left. Seems good. Seems good. I have to admit that the 300 looks awesome. It looks like the fact that it looks this long makes it look even like huge. And this livery is awesome, by the way. A livery is available for download on the description. Thanks for Stable System. I think that's the name of the guy who painted it. Linty, hey, I want to fly on FlightFactor 777. I almost bought it, but it didn't happen. Why? Why it didn't happen, mate? Grab it if you can. You will like it very, very much. And the cool thing is, you know what I like about what they did? Like, for the people who don't want to get everything, you can now buy just the 777-300 separately, which is kind of cool. Synchronous Fire, nice long plane. Now I hope the 787 will come soon. Absolutely. And you know what? This is funny. It's like a teaser. I'm subscribed to what I think is a captain at Lufthansa. In real life, he makes YouTubes. His YouTube channel name is something like Captain Pat something. I can't remember. And he was an A340 captain at Lufthansa, and I think he just converted to the 787, and he posted some videos of the takeoff, like from push and start all the way to initial climb out on the 787, and then approach as well. And dude, that airplane, I must admit, it looks very good.
At your service?
Prepare for departure.
Certainly.
Alright, so we got the call to cabin crew. They're gonna be ready for departure. Takeoff checklist. I'll put this on, wing lights on, and we're gonna get these guys on.
Takeoff checklist, please. Checklist complete.
Beautiful. Alright, final looks clear. And Sydney traffic, Air New Zealand 224 heavy landing up runway 34 left with Sydney 3 departure, Sydney traffic. Final was looking clear. I will be confirming that there is an aviator. Need to make sure that I will not go into his way.
Approaching 3-4 left.
Check. Everything is ready. You guys are ready. We don't have to put the chrono timer on. Looks like on this plane it is automatic, or perhaps it's an addition, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this airplane definitely feels long.
On runway 3-4 left.
Alright guys, put your sound up. This is gonna sound nice. Sydney traffic, Air New Zealand 224 heavy, departing runway 34 left. 40%. Stable. Toga. Thrust ref. Thrust set. Speed alive. 80 knots. Hold. There's aviator. Nice British Airways livery. V1. Rotate. Nice and easy on the rotation. Positive climb, gear up. LNAV. That's checked. Yeah, thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed. There's a thrust reduction. Alright, let's go. Autopilot 1. Left heading 240. Heading select. What a beautiful sound. Speed check, flaps 5. Absolutely love it. Flaps 1. Sydney traffic, Air New Zealand 224 airborne, passing 1,900, climbing 5,000 initially. Speed is checked, flaps up. Let's skip the left-hand turn. Heading 160. Runway turn off, taxi lights off. After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Checklist complete.
Fantastic. I'm gonna keep climb 2, and I kept it on purpose because we are overflying downtown area, I would assume. So we're doing some noise abatement here with the climb 2 initial climb. As soon as I turn over the water, I'm gonna go climb. No restriction on the climb. Right, let's go direct to Collie. Direct execute LNAV. Oh yeah, 5,000 reaching, let's continue. Thrust to FV nav speed. Set 370. No need for stopping here. Absolutely stunning. Where's Aviator? Oh, there he is, he's taxiing there. Oh, wait, wrong button. Oh, yes, would you look at that? Perfect. Alright, we are over the water, almost. Wait a little bit more. Need to take a screenshot of this, just too good. Now, you know what, I'm just gonna appreciate it. On the first officer side here. Absolutely stunning. Alright, let's go thrust limit. And let's do climb.
Heading to course.
CP traffic British Airways 332, taking off from runway 34 left.
Absolutely stunning. Goodbye, Sydney. It was nice being there. Alright, waiting until 10,000. 10,000 transition altitude. QNH is set, and let's go landing lights off, and let's go wing and logo lights off. And honestly, I think let's go passenger signs auto. Alright, so the thing about the co-pilot, Syncrash Flyer, your more important question, did you remove the feature that made the co-pilot was say heading to course a bit, you know. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, and it still says a little bit, you have to go here to, wait, let me see, simulation, current direction and voice, no, I need to find this now. Let me remember. Oh god, where was this? Sound options? No. Yeah, dude, I took some of it out. It's not ground operation. It's not avionics, it's not airplane, equipment and structure, that's not gonna be it. Subtitles, nope. Oh yeah, it's here, never mind. Yeah, exactly, so.
Heading to course.
Yeah, shut up. Let's go to menu, so it's simulation, crew, interaction and voice, next page, and you get these options, so I'm just gonna remove this. FO monitors, general faults, these 4 are selected. So you remove this, and then you'll be fine. I know that the heading is not synchronized. It will be in a second. Thank you very much. Absolutely stunning. Climbing like a rocket. 3,000 feet a minute. Wow. I like this. I like this plane. Holy cow. Aviator. Yeah, I imagine the view was quite good there for the takeoff. Linty, it was a very, very dumb breeze and it turned out the way it turned out. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you will be able to get the airplane because it's very good. It's like properly really nice. I think it's one of the best things you can purchase right now. And it's awesome that you can purchase exactly the model that you like, whether you like the 200 or you like the 300. You can get that, and then you can get the expansion for the freighter. I love the freighter. And to be fair, in terms of preference, I would probably say freighter first, 300 ER second, then goes the 200 ER. Synchronous Flyer, nice. It is the guy with the bug on the window. Then he take off. Sorry, I don't think I got that one. Yeah, the sound was beautiful. Tony, that is one beautiful sunrise. Is there an option to use track up on the ND instead of heading up? I'm pretty sure there is that option. In fact, let's go into simulation, avionics, and maybe not. Yeah, heading up map. Yep, you can change that. So there you go. So that does it. You can do it. You can do it. And you know what? I did not find. Oh, just got a notification there. Oh, that's Swappy. Swappy, hey, dude. Thank you for the support, man. How are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you very much. So yeah, Tony, it is possible to use the track up option. Absolutely. Gilles, I think it's in current interaction of voice. You were absolutely right. And Synchronous Flyer, you are welcome. Gilles, you are doing a test flight from no, that's not Vancouver. No, wait. Yankee Zulu. I want to say that that's Vancouver, but it's not Vancouver. It's Toronto. Is it Toronto? To Hong Kong right now. So far, amazing plane. Absolutely. Dude, have a nice flight. Post some pictures, man. If you have a Discord, consider maybe coming 2 hours. Post some pictures there. It's awesome. I love seeing people from different countries. There is just insane. We've got people from New Zealand, we've got people from South Korea, we've got people from I don't know, Belgium, Germany. It's just incredible. It's so awesome. Aviator, yes, like you rotated in perfect time. It was so cool to watch your planes from the cockpit. Absolutely, it is. Stormy, hey, how are you? Plane is great, used it to practice for my sims. In fact, I do love the crew voices, simulates the PM role to some extent. Dude, that's correct. And you know what? I don't know if you noticed, but they incorporated that dynamic crew procedures somehow, which highlights the buttons that you have to press and so on. So that's cool. I never tried that, but I want to try it once. And speaking of questions, did we have another question that I wanted to ask to my instructor that flies the 777? So it was the APU. Yeah, it was the APU. I think that's it, to be fair. And so far it's been a pretty calm ride. The wind is going to start to rotate around us, so we're going to start to get some tailwind. And we're climbing at Mach 0.84, that is incredible. 11 minutes passing plateau 311. Correction, yeah, 311, exactly, wow. That is very cool. Very cool. Okay, I want to check with how much fuel are we going to be arriving into Christchurch. That'll be 14.3 right now. Okay, 14.3, and our diversion fuel was how much? I want to say it was 13. No, it was 12. Okay, so that's almost... No, that's 2 tons above. 2.3 tons above. Interesting. We'll see that. We'll see how that goes. But for now, it's going beautifully. We're still climbing at 2,000 feet per minute. I'll be switching over to vertical speed in a second. Probably because there is no need to go up this high at this speed. And Stormy, you said you used to practice for your sims. Are you flying the 777 in real life? Or was it like for assessments or whatnot? Swappy, I'm doing good, hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm pretty fine. Oh, by the way guys, forgot to tell you this. So, this week, Thursday, I was supposed to have my CPL exam. I think I told you that on the last stream. Ended up not happening because we got some ATC had some staff shortages. And because essentially there is like a very specific, it's called VFR tunnel, that we have to cross in order to fly to this controlled airport or airfield, because it's mandatory for the CPL exam, and it's kind of like the only place where you can do it. Because of those shortages and some delays and restrictions that there were, essentially the exam was postponed. So it's gonna be next Tuesday. So yeah, wish me luck. I don't think I'll need luck, but you never know, so wish me luck. And I'll keep you guys informed on Tuesday once it goes on. I'll definitely post something on a Discord to let you guys know, and maybe even on YouTube. So yeah, that's my little update here in my training. I may have finally caved in and got the 777-300 ER. I think it's completely worth it. And also, Callan Sheridan subscribed. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. And yes, thanks. I'll post some pictures. We'll be watching those. And altitude, we're leveling off. Beautiful. I can reconnect VNAV. Let it just finish with the level off completely. Back to VNAV path. And we're looking incredibly well. That's 1228. Transponder is set. Squawk code is good. 370. Let's hear on the VNAV. What's the optimum? 369. Max 337. Recommended 360. I mean, optimum 369. We're like 100 feet above it, so beautiful. Great, great. Very nice. Let's watch some outside views. Dude, this livery is stunning. Stunning. They had one with the dragon, I think, right? There was one for Air New Zealand when the Hobbit came out. They made one with the dragon. That one was very impressive. And the normal one, which is like white with the black tail, is also available, but I just think this one is a bit more striking. Kind of makes me think about the heat stress, though. Definitely probably feel it. Aviator, I'm also using Costin X200, but my poor A319 can't catch the 777. Yeah. To be fair, I was kind of thinking I should have let you go first, because I would probably overtake you anyway. but at least the timing would be a bit less spaced. Dude, the view is awesome, and the sound is amazing as well. Aviator, we will wish you luck. I hope you can pass it with your effort. Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Like, I know what I have to do, and I think that's like the correct thing. The thing is, there is just so much stuff that it's impossible to know everything, you know. And I mean, you can pick any airline pilot, and if you start asking him questions, because there is so much information you can know and you can ask about, there will be questions he will not be able to answer. He will know where to find the answer to that, but like in the immediate moment, probably not. And that's the only thing which kind of like sucks. That's the thing I don't like about exams, because the questions can be fair, and then there can be like questions which are a little bit unfair, and then they are the ones which I usually get, which are 1000% fair questions, which I didn't either check or I don't remember, because there is so much that I was focused on something else. And then I don't remember those, so it's just funny. I usually get those, and I'm like, yeah, I've like studied a million things, most of them much more difficult, and then I forgot this basic thing. So it's kind of funny, but I think it's part of everybody must get that probably through. So yeah, and Sync Crash Flyer. Furthermore, the aircraft is painted in the channel colors. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely, dude. In fact, I think Air New Zealand should be sponsoring the channel at this point. Perhaps I should send them a CV. No, I'm joking. I would have to convert my license to to the New Zealand license. It's a different one. But yeah, that's pretty cool. What I do want to do though is one day fly to New Zealand and be able to rent a small Cessna like airplane and do a bit of flying there. That is something I will 1000% do. It's just, I just have to do it. And man, this plane is just looking phenomenal. Really beautiful. Aviator, you'll buy it one day. I think you should. I think you should. And you know what, guys? I think we should also explore a bit of the cabin. This is something I usually don't do, but just so you guys see how huge it is. Let's do unlocked. Open it. And if I put it back to auto, and I'll close the door, I should be not able to open it unless I put the code. And I think I remember the code. Anyway. Oh yeah, we can open the toilet. And now somebody posted it. You have the sound. You can't go in though, but you have the sound for the thing. Oh boy. Who's there?
How can I help you?
Captain, would you like some coffee?
No, but you can bring me some water, please.
I wouldn't say no.
Would you like it with milk?
Oh, what? Oh, this is new. No, let's go black.
Black will do fine.
Will do as you ask.
And here it is. Okay, we're gonna assume that's water because I don't drink coffee. Anyway, I'm gonna have to unlock the door again. Get out, put it to auto, and close it. Good. All right, let's check the cabin. Now, the cabin. This is probably also possible on the other models, but I did not know. You can customize the layout of the cabin, so like different cabin configurations, so like different seatings, like first class or business class or all economy or whatever. So it actually makes a lot of sense, and it will change your zero fuel weight. So let's say I know that some countries operate versions of the 777, I think, in domestic configurations, probably somewhere in Japan or Asia, because they do have a lot of domestic traffic. So I just found out this on this plane, but I'm 1000% sure, and in fact Swappy just said that it's possible on the other airplane as well. So I changed this. This is, I think, the Turkish Airways layout. There is Emirates, Turkish, and then there are like three configs and 2 configs, I think, or maybe like full config. I don't know. Anyway, it's probably not possible to change it right now because we're in flight. But yes, I did change that. It was quite impressive. And also, let me just. I find this stupidly incredible. Look at how freaking long this is, and maybe you don't think it's too bad, but once you go through it, you actually feel the freaking size of it. It's just incredible. No Easter eggs here. No, the freighter has those Easter eggs where you can open the things. That's pretty cool. This one is not that much. I mean, you can open the toilets. That's that's already funny, and you can flush. Zinc Crash Flyer. I write them an email. To who? To Air New Zealand? Don't do it, please. Yeah, it kind of feels like it's gonna end there, and then no, it just keeps expanding, and it's just ridiculous. It's super long. Not a supersonic flush. Swappy. Coffee time. And wait, I think I missed a message there. Stormy, yeah, was on the 777 Sims as part of an MPL course. Now waiting to see which fleet my airline sends me to. Dude, congratulations! That's freaking awesome! And it kind of feels like it's gonna end there, but then no, it just keeps going. And the amount of seats once you get here is astonishing. Like, what? I can just imagine the amount of kilometers cabin crew make on, like, a long flight. They must be absolutely dead tired. This is incredible. I mean, by the way, on Discord, there was somebody flying nomadic missions, and I remember when they were flying on one of the 300s, they were repositioning one of those. There was like a cabin crew place to sleep, which was like an entire compartment, and I want to say it's like up here, but I don't know how to get in, and neither I know if it's modeled or not. This is toilet. This is belts, infant vests, infant rafts, but there is no doors, and he got there somehow. I don't know where it is, but I would assume it's something along here. No, wait, it can't be. Or maybe like you get in here, or I don't know. But that was impressive because there were literally a couple of bunk beds there, and the cabin crew could sleep there. That was impressive. If you want to check that, check out the nomadic videos. Secretary, did you visit the crew rest? It's nicely modeled. Where is the crew rest? That's what I was talking about. Like where is it? You could just open the door. But I'm confused. This says toilet, and it's occupied now. So I can't even open this one. I can open this one, but this is gonna be a standard toilet. I checked the one on the and this one is closed as well. I checked the one on the 777, the freighter one. Yes, but on this one, I don't know where it is. Stormy, I found out you can knock a screw off the overhead panel. I think it was the right screw on the hydraulic panel. Really? Does anything break from it, or it's just a screw? I think they like those details on the 757. If you pressed many times the button for like the VOR auto or manual mode, so on the 757 it's literally in front of you, the place where you put the VOR frequency and the radial, and it's usually in automatic mode, but you can press the button and it will change to manual. And if you press it like a couple of times, the button will literally jump out of it and will be but just there, being held by a small spring. So I guess they like those details. And I for a second thought I opened the door. I can't do that, it's armed. I mean, theoretically I shouldn't be able to open the door because it's held by differential pressure, and it's also armed. So if I open it, if I actually succeed by opening it, it should be a bit... Oof. Oh wait, is this the crew rest? Crew only. I can't open it. Yeah, but it should be it. Yep, not working. And I can't go in there. In fact, it doesn't seem even modeled. Alright, so let's get back to the cockpit. This doesn't open. Let's go... I think it's 3113. Enter. Yay! We got it. Very nice. So, how are we looking? What a view. What a view. So all seems good. Let's do a quick recall. Yep, seems fine. 370. Optimum is 370. Beautiful. Fuel still says 14.3. We're turning towards the next long straight. Wind is picking up some speed and it's slowly starting to rotate. So just as we predicted, sun is nice and up there. Everything seems good. Seatbelt sign is still off. I don't think we'll need to disconnect it for the flight, at least for now. Maybe when we get closer to New Zealand there might be some clouds and some turbulence. So you can knock a screw off over hydraulic panel. I'm just pressing. I hope it doesn't crash the sim. But yeah. The crew rest is pretty much in the middle next to the toilet door. You can go up there. In the middle next to the toilet door, you can go up there. In the back of the airplane, like in the very, very back of the airplane. Aviator, I reached my cruise altitude just now. Oof. Yeah, you're gonna have to push that A319 to the very limit. And let me see. So we are estimating to be arriving at 22:58 now. Because I'm not running real time, I will have to check. So this 22:58 is in 2 hours and 4 minutes dead. 2 hours and 4 minutes dead. We've been flying up for 30 minutes, but it is not accounting for the tailwind that we'll be getting soon. So should be arriving even a bit earlier. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Fuel is nice and balanced. And we've used 6.6. Totalizer is 26.3. Yeah, that makes sense. So that's fine. No leaks, I think. No leaks. Dude, I like this cockpit. I wasn't a fan of the brown, but now that I kind of like see it well done, dude, it's freaking awesome. Ekaterina, hello. Good to see you here. Swappy, be right back. Going to do my first flight in the 777. We'll be back after takeoff. Swappy will want to see those pictures. Synchronous middle of the plane in the 1/3. Okay, so let me go there because I'm very curious now. Back to auto. Oops. Close the door. So middle of the airplane shouldn't be here. One-third, you said. So it should be here, right? Toilet. That's a toilet as well. No tilt tip provided, thank you. So I don't see anything here. Continue. Ah, never mind. Okay, I guess I know what place it is. Probably you mean right here, right? This. This? This should be the crew rest? Because of the seats? No? Toilet, nothing here. Dude, I'm feeling stupid of not finding a door. That's a toilet as well. No doors here. Or is it like a door from Harry Potter where it's invisible? I don't know. Stormy, I think it's the one beside the right engine pump. I'll try to give it a knock just so I can see it. Tony, question. If it's morning and you're flying eastbound, how come the sun seems off your left? It's because of the time of the year. I would say so, yes. It's right now it's autumn in the southern hemisphere, so the sun will be starting to be less and less. I'm missing the name. 3113. So it's gonna be like less and less going upward and being more close to the horizon. So I would say it's because of that, and also because we are going into a quite significant drift. We're not exactly like flying completely to the east. Like flying to the east would be flying this like 45 degrees, so 45 degrees would be like right there. So it actually should make sense to you right now. So we're not doing exactly an eastbound flight. Also, like in New Zealand, the magnetic variation is like 25 degrees. So yeah, there's that as well. Synchronous Flight, if you can't find it, I'll send you the stream link where it is. Yeah, please. Please, or put a picture. Can you do it on Discord? Now I would come in. Anyway, 34 minutes. 34 minutes. Aviator, I'm gonna put your takeoff to YouTube Shorts, and if you want, I can put your live stream link as you do allow me to do it. Yeah, man, sure. I mean, do whatever you wish. If you want to post content for your live stream, feel free. Feel free to do so. No problem with that. No problems with that. Alright, let me check the Discord here. Got a newcomer. Welcome. Whoa, dude. Your pictures of the 777 with that... Is that a sunset or a sunrise? And you've got a couple of those with the... No, wait, that's not... Is that a triple? Yeah, that's a triple. That American metallic livery is fantastic. And you got a couple of those with the Jet A330. Very nice ones as well. And the A340. What a freaking huge CB! Oh my god, a lot of them in fact. Thank you for sharing, man. Alright. Just out of curiosity, I want to see what's the weather forecast for Christchurch, because I think we're gonna be arriving into some little rain maybe. So right now it states, I mean this means 23 minutes ago. Wind very light, 2802 knots. Good visibility, no clouds detected. Temperature 8 minus 5 QNH 908. Yesterday when I was doing the pictures it was 904. So yeah, they're running through a cyclone there. Pretty significant. Let's see, can we do some sort of a PA call or maybe let's see, cabin crew. Crew meal.
All ears.
Let's see.
We need some food here.
Oh yes.
Of course, sir.
I was really expecting for her to ask like, what do you want, chicken or fish or something like that. I wonder if like it would be awesome for her to actually then like knock on the door or give like a call for enter. So that we had to open the door and then like I don't know, maybe like a tray table or something would appear right here. Can we drink that coffee? Oh yeah, we can. I'm not gonna do it because I'm afraid that they actually simulated. Oh yeah, wait, we wanted to see the screw. Oh! Oh, we just did it. Can I put it back? Oh yes, okay. That was pretty cool. That's a nice Easter egg. Nice Easter egg. Okay, so we have about, I would say, 1 hour and 30 minutes at least of cruising to do. So here is my suggestion. I will be doing some studying. So study cam is gonna come on. I'll be working on my notes, and I'll be answering the chat accordingly. But yeah, I'll be studying a little bit because we have like 1 hour and 30 minutes of free time. I'll be monitoring the systems and so on, and that's gonna be it. Cooler, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Oh, now you can do the actually now you can do the 777 ER. Sorry, the 300 ER of Air France that you took to San Francisco the other time. I remember you showing the pictures. You have to do the flight now. Stormy, gotta put that in the logs. Yep. Maintenance would be probably pissed, like, what the hell are those guys doing in the cockpit? How bored must they be to unscrew the poor thing out of it? But like I said, so that's what you mean by saying that it's worth every penny. I mean, just for the flying, just for the cabin and so on. In fact, I have a couple of cool ideas. You know what? Let's check this. So, usually the people, when asked about failures, and where would we have the failures here? So this is the main menu simulation. No. Performance, no. Airplane. Processes, no. Failures control. Okay, so this is where I want to see the all failures list. So this is really nice because we can get a bunch of failures right here. And okay, we got like bird strike, pitot ports. The pitot ports actually is a super weird failure. It's like a super weird failure because you know what happens if you are descending, you get a pitot blockage. So actually this is a cool topic to talk about. Let me bring this up. Here comes the whiteboard. I need paint. Where's paint, please? So allow me to try to explain to you. So essentially you have two types of sensors in the airplane regarding pressure, because there is two types of pressure that you can measure. You can measure dynamic pressure and you can measure static pressure. Dynamic pressure is the one that's associated with the movement of the airplane, essentially speed, okay? Static pressure is like the normal outside air pressure that would be without any movement, alright? So you have static sensors. A static sensor, for instance, is an altimeter, because an altimeter, you're not exactly measuring altitude, you're measuring pressure, which is really cool if you dig into that. And that's kind of like why we fly at flight levels, and we use the standard value of QNH 10 13.25. Sorry, 1013 decimal 25. So 1013 and then 0.25. Because essentially the pressure changes, so if everybody uses the same reference, everybody has the same separation. That's kind of like the reason. But regardless, altimeter uses only static pressure. Vertical speed uses also static pressure, and the vertical speed way, at least on a conventional one, I'm not sure if on complex airliners is going to be like this, maybe, or it's going to be mostly based on inertial sensors. I can't reply on that. Perhaps like a combination of both. But vertical speed is essentially given. So you have an aneroid capsula. Aneroid capsula is the one that it measures pressure. In fact, I can just search for a picture so you guys can understand. Capsule. So it's something like this, and essentially it expands or contracts depending on the outside air temperature, and that expansion is directly proportional to altitude variation, and of course that is linked to an arrow, and that's how you can kind of like see the difference of altitude. Now, what vertical speed does is it's very much the same. It's like the same principle, but the capsule has a leak on purpose. So it kind of works like, let's say you start to gain altitude. Because the capsule has a partial leak, it will start to equalize, but it will be equalizing with a delay. And the delay, or the amount of difference of pressure, will be your vertical speed. Alright, so that makes sense. When you level off and the capsule will stop expanding, there will be no difference, and so the vertical speed goes to 0. That's kind of like how it works. The pitot tube is, I mean, we can just go into the sim, right? The pitot tube is usually on the front end of the airplane, and let me just use this view instead. and I hope it's not too loud. But this is angle of attack vane. There's the pitot tube. Oops, sorry. No, that's ice detector. Perhaps this one is the pitot tube. Yeah, left pitot. Should be here. Is it not modeled? Oh, there we go. Oh, funny. It's missing here. Yeah, that's the pitot tube. That's ice detector. And this thing is something else. This is the angle of attack indicator. So yeah, anyway, pitot tube is something like this. You probably 1000% saw a pitot tube already in your life. But it measures the dynamic pressure. What it has to do, though, it has to, because it's essentially measuring everything, it has to compare the difference of pressures, so it can actually figure out what is the actual dynamic pressure. So I'm going to simplify things and just say that from the total pressure, it subtracts the static pressure, this way obtaining the dynamic pressure, which is going to be translated into your airspeed. So if you would, don't do this, but if you would blow into a pitot tube with a properly strong enough force, you would be having an airspeed indication. And I still see like my voice is picking up into the red. Let me check something here very quickly. So let's hope now it should be a little bit better. All right. So what is the problem when you have a blockage of the pitot tube? Let's say there is a very large bug or a bird or something else, or perhaps icing, like what happened with the Air France, the Air France 344, the one that stalled over the Atlantic and then they crashed into the ocean. So what happened there, or what can happen is, let's assume this is the pitot tube, right? Very badly drawn. So there is a blockage here, and there is a static port, and you will not receive any reading from here. So whatever pressure it read last, that will be saved. Okay, so let's assume there is some pressure that was measured right here, and it's now kind of like memorized because it's blocked. So it is still indicating that pressure. And when you are descending, what happens? When you are descending, the pressure, of course, the outside air pressure, will be increasing. And because the outside air pressure will be increasing, this here is going to have a lower pressure than the outside. So what will happen? It will be indicating a lower airspeed. So you will be descending at whatever airspeed you are, even flying super fast, and your indication of airspeed is going to be going down and down and down. And you will be putting like full power on it, and it will still be going down. And that is a very, very significant mind breaker. I'm to not use another word here. Somebody did that to me once on a simulator. Actually, a friend of mine, we were doing like he was doing some maintenance on the 320 sim, a Scalarchy one, and I came with him, and so we did a bit of failures and so on, and he did the very basic one. So I was sitting on I was pilot flying, sitting on the first officer side. Everything is fine. We're doing the descent, and I see that my speed is going down and down and down. I'm like, what is going on? Like, we're not inside of clouds. There is no icing. We can't be stalling. So what do? I add power. Speed keeps decreasing. I start to like freak out. What is going on? And then he looks to me like super calm and just look at my instruments. And I look at his instrument. And his side was fine, so his speed was actually good, and the speed was literally hitting almost the red mark. So I was almost overspeeding the airplane with what I was doing. So that you have to be very, very careful. And the exact opposite would be happening in a climb. So let's say you have a blockage and you are climbing, the outside air temperature will be decreasing, so it would work as if you would be going faster and faster. And so yeah, you have to be quite careful with that. Kind of the same should happen with the altimeter, but it's somewhat of an easier failure, because basically the altimeter will just block whatever pressure it was reading before. So if it's like 370 right now and it blocks for whatever reason, it should stick to 370 no matter what we are. But we should be very, very careful with the speed ones. Aviator, have a nice studying session. Yeah, thank you. In fact, we've been talking about this. It's actually very good, a very good topic to remember. Cooler. I've been so busy lately, I haven't played X-Plane in a while. Can't believe the 300 is out and I didn't get it day one. Ay, unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. And I still feel like my voice is a little bit loud, so here's what I'll do. I'll put the sim sounds just a tad lower. I'm gonna come to the filters. I'm gonna remove whatever I had there. I had a bit of gain. I'm gonna remove that. And I'm just gonna leave this as normal. Please let me know if my sound, if you can hear me fine, and if the cockpit is not too loud. Even if I do something like this, outside view. Can you hear me fine right now? I hope so. I hope you can hear me just fine even when we are inside a working GE90 engine. The cloudscape, by the way, is looking really cool. Really enjoying. Oh, what the hell? Just teleport it to the inside of the engine again. Oh, we didn't check the flap sound. Oh, we have to check the flap sound. I mean, it's kind of the same probably, but still. Okay, so here is the cloud situation that we had forecasted. Tops at flight level 290. So we shouldn't be going exactly into them, but as you guys might know, CBs, even when they stopped to a lower altitude and you pass over them, turbulence from CBs can go 5,000 to 6,000 feet above them, even without being visible. So we'll be keeping an eye on how the airplane shakes. If it starts to shake, I'm gonna put the seatbelt sign on. Otherwise, we'll keep going. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Cooler, you have to get that 300. Want to see your Air France pictures, but at least I hope everything is doing good. Everything is going good, and you are doing good. And if you are busy, that's for good reasons. Belgastel, I think the top one is a total air temperature sensor. Could be it. Could be it. Yeah, could be it, in fact. Not sure. The ice one is funny. And yeah, there is... Wait, what? No, there is definitely the pitot tube from the right side missing. From the left side in this case. It's funny. We have to report this to FlightFactor. Yeah, Captain, your instrumentation is all wrong. I guess somebody didn't do the walkaround properly, and it was me. Aviator, no, it has to be set. If I know right, correct me if I'm wrong. What do you mean? Your takeoff. What do you mean, Aviator? But regardless, thank you for asking. Tony, all good, and Cooler 5 out of 5. Thank you very much, guys. Sent you the pic for the crew rest in the Discord. Oh, let's check. Let's check. And then we check the crew rest, and then we finally go for it. Oh, you know what? I'm now thinking, could it be because I have a different cabin layout? And if you're running like the Emirates cabin layout or something else, then you have it, and maybe that's why I can't find it. Look at the end of the wing. Okay. Okay. Oh! Let's go. Let's go. I think I got it. Yes, that's exactly what I was saying about, like, the nomadic video. Those guys... The layout seems a bit different, though. Yeah, and you have no toilets indication there. I think it might be due to the cabin layout. Where's the end of the wing? A bit forward. Yeah, so this is the end of the wing. Yeah, see, it's not here. I think it's a different cabin layout for sure. Oh. Yeah, so I guess Turkish airlines do not have trying to understand what does this mean. Because I mean there is no door here. We're near an exit. Nope. Yeah, I guess that's due to the cabin layout. Probably this could be the section for like crew rest, because I thought it was weird that you would have this is like first class seats after business class, so that's first class, business class, or whatever that's gonna be, business, premium economy, let's assume economy, and then again first here, or first for Turkish. So I would assume this is for crew, because other than that, other side. Nope, no doors. Oh, wait. Crew only. Yes, thank you. Yes, that's it. That is it. But this one is smaller still. The one that the guys shown at Nomadic, you kind of can go on and on with it. Thank you so much, dude. Sorry, I'm just... I can fly planes but not find crew rest. Wow, this is really cool. Thank you. Now we can go back to the cockpit. And yes, I noticed you pressed it to the other side. I don't know why I kept going to that side anyway. Very cool. Cooler, it's nothing bad. It's not like I'm 100% busy, but flight sim requires a few free hours without interruption. Yep, I see. It's alright. It's alright. Right, now everybody knows my code for entering into the cabin. Crap. Pressed it wrong. Oh no. Ah, wait, I left it unlocked? Oh yes, I did. Stupid me. It was green. Didn't I? Okay, oh, top of descent is appearing already up there. Cool. Cool stuff. Aviator, I meant, isn't the static air temperature in the nose of the plane? I don't know if you can measure directly the static, because in the nose of the airplane there is quite a lot of forward speed. So what I think is it will measure the total air temperature, and then based on the speed you are going and altitude and so on, it will be able to get the static air temperature. So that would be my guess. I don't think there is like a perfect measurement of the outside static air temperature. Cooler. This one is smaller. Vlad, you should see how I sleep on the 300. I mean, probably everybody kind of like has their own funny ways to sleep on an airplane. I love the way the wing looks. And also, I don't know if this is related to a livery or airplane or FlightFactor doing something different, but I feel like when I fly the freighter or the 200, the leading edge of the airplane just gets destroyed because my poor 2070 only has 8 gigs of RAM, so the leading edge is all like in a very, very low texture. But on this plane, and I noticed this from the beginning, the leading edge actually looks sharp. And the engine looks a little bit sharper as well, so I wonder if they did any performance tweaks for this. I don't know, but it looks much sharper, I have to admit. I like the top of the wing, kinda looks better as well. I don't know, maybe it's just because we're flying over the ocean, but... yeah. Tony, I think it's the total air temp as well. Yeah, I don't think you can measure directly like static air temp, unless your airplane doesn't go this fast, but because it goes this fast you have like air compression and air actually heats up from the movement. And it heats up quite a lot, because you can see right now our total air temp is -15, which is not that cold, but if I go here to progress, static is -48, so that gives you 15, 25, 33 degrees of heating. Alright, again, that went to 47. 37 degrees of, no, Jesus, what the hell? Sorry, 32 degrees of heating just because of the speed. So it's quite impressive. That is indeed quite impressive. Aviator, maybe that's the correct one. I thought it was the static air temperature probe. I mean, the measurements come from there, so. And maybe I have some documentation regarding 777. Let me check. Sim stuff, documents, Boeing, 777. No, I don't have like a proper thing. But I can ask my instructor that flies 777s. So let me check the outside of the plane. So we've got AOA. Then is the weird one, right? No, wait, this looks like a third pitot tube, to be fair. Yeah, this looks like another pitot tube. They are exactly the same. This one, however, looks different. So I'm gonna say captain side. First vein is what? Second one, ice detector. And the third one, left pitot, which is missing. Actually makes sense because there should be 3 pitot tubes for redundancy. So that's another question I'll be asking him. Is that the probe heat? Yes, when you turn on the probe heat, that's what it will heat up. Because essentially, if you get probably the only one that's not exactly iced up could be, sorry, not completely heated up, could be the ice detector, because it actually has to get some ice accumulated on it. And in fact, the ice, there are multiple. Jesus. Stop it. Slowly. I'm trying to get through the view here. Yeah, so this one seems like... so there are like a couple of ice detectors. There are ones that rotate, and if they feel some restriction in the rotation, they will assume that it's iced up and they will get your warning. There are others, which looks like this one, which either they like have a vibration, a very little vibration, and when they start to accumulate ice, because of the ice, the frequency of the vibration will start to change, and that will trigger a warning. And the other one, I believe there's like an electromagnetic something, which depends on a current. Man, I might be saying this wrong actually. Give me a second, I'll check my manual. There are like a bunch of them, like 3 or 4. And the most basic one is just like a stick that you can see from the cockpit, and if it's iced up, that means you have ice. And some of them even had like a little light so you can see the ice accumulation. So this would be probably aircraft general knowledge, airframes and systems, I guess. Have to update this, so it will take a little bit. I'm actually kind of studying with you guys. That's cool. Alright, 1/4 of the book is on. It's almost done. Yeah, it's been pretty calm, the ride. Pretty calm, that's good. Tony, I also have dispatch exams due next week. Ooh. Dispatch? Are you a dispatcher? Or are you on your way to become a dispatcher? That's cool. Somebody, I think, subscribed. Let me see. Yep. Ogie Bogey subscribed. Welcome to the channel, dude. Thank you very much for the subscription. Okay, let me see here. Anti-icing, de-icing, ice detection systems, vibrating rod. So this looks very much like what we have here. And it says here, so the vibrating rod system is used on most modern aircraft. Mounted on the outside of the fuselage, so I might be, I think I'm confusing the electrical one. I think the electrical one is for something else. That the current changes. I think it's for fuel. Yeah, I think the fuel, the fuel sensors that are based on capacitance, like the sensors are based on capacitance, and then that changes according to the amount of fuel that you have there. Anyway, so the vibrating rod system is used on most modern aircraft, mounted on the outside of the fuselage. The rod is electrically vibrated at a frequency of 40 kilohertz. Any ice attaching itself to the rod alters its resonant frequency, lowering it below 40 kilohertz. This triggers an ice warning on the flight deck and energizes a heater element in the rod. After the ice on the probe is melted, the heater element is switched off and the rod again vibrates at 40 kHz. This extinguishes the ice detection warning until ice forms again on the probe. Other sensing methods. Pressure operated systems use an aneroid capsule connected to a tube which protrudes into the airflow. There are holes in the leading edge of that detector that sense pitot pressure and holes on the trailing edge that sense static pressure. As ice forms under the detector, the leading edge holes become blocked with ice and the pressure in the capsule changes, triggering the ice warning caption. Okay. Modern systems use electrical sensors. So okay. So I'm not that... I was not wrong, okay. The sensor comprises a reference voltage loop and a detector loop. A fixed low voltage is applied to the reference loop. A pulsed higher voltage is applied to the detector loop. If ice, rather than water, is present on the sensor, this causes a voltage change. If this change is large enough, the ice caption is triggered. A separate heater loop heats the probe to ensure it is free of ice before the next detection cycle. Very nice. So I was right, dude. Holy cow, my ATPL exams were more than a year ago. And I still remember this. That means I studied well. I'm happy. Tony, yeah, remaining with AAG airplane general knowledge exams. Dude, that's awesome. You know, in my flight school we also have the dispatcher's course. So we also have that. That's pretty awesome. I know that you should have, if you are in Europe, you should have 9 exams, and aircraft general knowledge comes with something else. I believe principles of flight. I think that's a combined exam, so it's a quite difficult one. And I know it's shorter, like the size of the exam is smaller than the ATPL one. So not only it's 2 subjects combined, you have less questions, which means that each question has more value, and so there is less chance for error. So yeah, that's it's complicated. Dude, that's very cool. That is very cool. Are you going to do some internship anywhere? My flight school has some partnerships with some airlines and so on, and they usually take internships from students. In fact, I think you must have one. It's like kind of part of the process, or maybe not, but yeah. You know what? I want to check the fuel sensors now, because I was saying the other thing about the fuel sensors, and I'm 1000% sure I was right. Fuel systems. Measuring content and flow. So let me see here. A resistive system. The resistive system uses an electrical resistor and a gauge operated by DC power. A float on the end of an arm is connected to a variable resistor. As the level drops, so does the float. This changes the current flowing through the variable resistor, which is then signaled to the contents gauge on a flight deck. The resistive system measures volume and is prone to errors during maneuvers because the fuel level will fluctuate. The other problem is that fuel tanks are rarely, if ever, a regular shape, so it is very difficult to calculate fuel volume from a given fuel level. Because of these inherent difficulties, modern jet transport use a capacitance measurement system. This is the one I was talking about. And the capacitance system uses a number of low-voltage cylindrical capacitor probes positioned in many locations across the tanks. Each probe comprises 2 concentric cylindrical plates with a potential difference between them. Together, the 2 plates form a capacitor. Because fuel and air have very different dielectric properties, the capacitance of the probe depends on how much of it is submerged in the fuel and how much of it is exposed to air. By measuring the capacitance of each probe, the level of fuel in that part of the tank can be inferred, and each probe is specifically calibrated according to its location in the tank. A second type of capacitance probe is used to measure the dielectric value of the fuel and thus calibrate the system. This type of probe is known as compensator. The measured values from the fuel level probes are adjusted with the information obtained from the compensators and summed together to give an overall capacitance reading. The final component is a fuel densitometer, because the fuel density can change depending on temperature. You guys know that, right? So everything expands when it's hotter and contracts when it's colder. So the final component is the fuel densitometer, which measures the density of the fuel. Because the system now knows both the density and the volume of the fuel in the tanks, it can calculate the mass of usable fuel remaining, and that's why in the modern jets we get it in kilos. Because there are so many probes in the tank, a faulty probe can be automatically identified and excluded from the fuel calculation. However, because they have no moving parts, they are much less susceptible to mechanical failure. Altogether, the system is about 99% accurate in its measurements of tank contents. Very good. So I see here I have a diagram here for an A320 fuel system. Not sure this is actually correct or not, but regarding, for instance, in the wing tanks, so you get one densitometer per tank, so like one for the left wing, one for the right wing, and one for the center tank. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 capacitance probes on each wing, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the center tank. And then you have attitude sensors, because the fuel of course flows depending on your attitude. And yeah, holy cow, that's pretty cool. And then you have like manual fuel contents check, dripstick system, and magnetic system. Magnetic system uses a float with a magnet located around the sealed tube. Inside the tube is a graduated stick. To check fuel contents, the stick is unlocked and lowered into the float lowered until the float supports the stick and a reading is obtained. I see. And the dripstick system comprises a hollow tube with a smaller hole near its top. The stick is locked in its mount with the end of the tube at the top of the tank above the fuel surface when not in use. To take a reading, release the dripstick lock and slowly lower it until fuel starts to drip out. Read off fuel depth and note the stick number. Once all stick depths are recorded, manufacturer software or a form in the load and balance section of the FCOM is used to calculate fuel quantity. Specific gravity given on the refueling sheet is then used to calculate mass of fuel. Very interesting. And then there are airplanes which have trim tanks and send some fuel during the cruise on purpose, so that the CG changes slightly, because there is a small shockwave formed on the wing. And if you ask me like, wait, but we're not flying supersonic, we're not flying above the speed of sound, how is a shockwave being created on top of the wing in our airplane? And I'll tell you, that is possible. In fact, you know what? Some time ago, perhaps like a couple of weeks ago, somebody on Reddit posted a very clear video of that happening, because you can see it. And I even asked the guy if I could save the video to show it, because the video is so nicely so nicely filmed. Yeah, I can open this, wait. I'm gonna open this on my phone, and then I'm gonna send the tab to my computer, and now I can show you the video so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because it sounds very counterintuitive, thinking that there can be a shock wave in a wing of this type of an airplane. So here it goes. Try to zoom in a little bit. Okay, I can't. What if I do full screen? Can you guys see the full screen now? You put this in full quality. Hit play. You can see that this is a shock wave. Of course, it's not like a shock wave of a very, very, I don't know, fighter jet, like a large one that creates a sonic boom and all that stuff. But this is a small shock wave that forms on this airplane. And this is a, I think this is a 777? Question, a 737? Or maybe an A320. No, that's an A320. So yeah, that there is a shockwave. And you guys might ask me, why does that happen? And I'll tell you. I'm gonna have to grab the drawing board again. So let's explain. So you guys remember when we spoke about how is lift created on a wing? We spoke about airfoils, we spoke about the airflow around an airfoil, and you guys remember that an airfoil has a specific shape, right? And it has that shape on purpose. It has that shape. I'm overdoing it here on purpose, but still, it's done that on purpose so that the air that goes over the top of the wing flows at a faster speed than the air that goes under the wing. That creates a difference in pressure. So essentially you get more dynamic pressure on the top because it has more speed, and that lowers somewhat the total, the static pressure. Because it lowers the static pressure, nature will try to compensate this. And I mean, assume like a suction is created right here, okay? And that's what creates the force to push the wing up, because there is a force trying to compensate that suction. All right. So I just said that the shape of the wing forces the air to increase its relative speed. So imagine that the airfoil is static and the air around is going at a certain speed. The speed that you're flying right here or right here or right here is going to be different from the speed that you'll be flying right here. And this is the reason why a shock wave is formed. So essentially, locally, you have a higher speed than the one you're flying on your airplane. And this will change due to angle of attack and so on and etc. In fact, there is even a name for the speed at which the shockwave is created, and it's called the critical Mach number. So let's assume for this airplane, let's say for the 777, the critical Mach number could be something like 0.85. So this means that if you fly at this speed, which is not too far from here, I don't know, I just made this up, okay? But assuming that this is the critical Mach number, at this speed, we will be having a local airflow speed of Mach 1 somewhere on top of our wing, and that will create a small shockwave. This has consequences. Specifically, it does change the center of pressure. And what is the center of pressure? The center of pressure is the, I'm going to call it the totalizer, or the resultant point where all the forces of lift act on the wing. So whatever movement of this center of pressure does, it will directly affect on the stability of your airplane. So if it moves forward, your airplane will want to pitch up. This is normally its position. If it moves back, the wing will want to tilt the airplane down. And of course, everything rotates around the CG, okay? So the CG is like the main point. So if I draw like a CG thing here, and I'm overdoing it again, if the center of pressure is right here, you'll have a pitching up moment. And if you have the CG here, you'll have a pitch down moment. So essentially what happens during this type of high-speed flight, and why you have the trim tanks fuel for the CG, and this is what Concorde did. If you have the ability to see some documentaries about Concorde, the flight engineer would be moving tank towards the tail of the Concorde on purpose because of this, because the shockwave would change the center of pressure position, and that would have direct effect on how the airplane operated. A330 does this. The A350 has a slightly different system. I don't remember its name, but essentially it pulls out I think it's the flaps or the slats just a tiny bit, and it's an automatic function, and it will compensate for that movement of the center of pressure because of the shock wave, and therefore decreasing the drag that you will have, increasing the range, and so on and so on. So this is why you do that, all this stuff. Alright. Did a little bit of a theory here. That was good. Wind speed is actually dropping out, so I guess we are in the middle of that curve of the jet stream. Yesterday the jet stream was flying exactly here, and it was like 100 and something knots, but we'll see. Yes, in Crash Flyer, that looked a little bit like the oh my god, how's it called, that fish? Whale. Yep, definitely looked like it. LPCB Plane Spotting. Hey meu, como é que estás? Tudo bem contigo? Olha, de facto acabei por confirmar e parece que o Beiras não vai acontecer. Quer dizer, não confirmei nada, mas de facto não existe publicação nenhuma, não existe anúncio, não existe nada, não há nada publicado, e portanto a última reunião que tive lá com a malta da escola levantei essa questão e de facto parece que não vai haver nada, mas não sei, ainda veremos. De qualquer das formas, a Air Summit virá. So I was just saying to LPCP Plane Spotting that we've been having like an air show here where I live in the city, and it's been organized by students for a nearby university. And it's been really cool. Like last year was very, very nice with some there's been a lot of people there, like flight schools come in, different air show teams come in, you can see some planes. The Air Force comes as well with their transport airplane, and you can actually, like, if you never flew on a plane, I think they will allow you to go if you previously sign up for it. So that's very nice as well. And yeah, it is great. And my flight school was planning to go this year, but because we had Storm Christine passing by, we had a lot of damage both in the city and in the entire district, like a lot of damage. A lot of public stuff was destroyed, like rooftops, bus stops. I mean, there was a lot of destruction, a lot of trees fell down, and the governing... I never used this expression, so I'm just kind of stuttering on this one. The governing entity of our district decided to cancel most of the events, so they just left out like 4 or 5 of the main ones, like New Year and some other ones, but basically all the rest was cancelled, and I believe they also cancelled the support for this air show. because a lot of it is of course supported by the city itself. So like city council, yeah. So like city council, it also is responsible for the district council because this is the district capital. So yeah, and my flight school was planning to go to this exact event, and it didn't happen, so yeah, we're not going to. And that's why I was saying that to LPCB Plane Spotting, because I crossed with him not so long ago and he told me this, and it's sad news, but I guess it's kind of worse that some people lost their businesses, or at least they will have to invest a lot of money now to get it back. So yeah, we got some pretty crazy winds here. Yeah, like I remember reading the automated weather observation station in the aerodrome, and I have a screenshot of 80 something or 90 something knots of wind. I mean, that's like cruising speed Cessna or or Tecna. So that was quite wild, and I remember the sound. The sound was awful. It felt like you had a big transport truck parked exactly in front of your window. Okay, 81 knots. 81 knots is, let me see, 150 kilometers per hour. That's 150 kilometers per hour, or that is 90 miles an hour. And we've got more wind speed. I even know a story of an old lady. She died of a heart attack because she just was so scared of the sound and all the stuff that was happening. We had a little park with very old and beautiful trees on like at top of the mountain where we have the city castle, and it is literally flat. There are no trees. It all went to shit. So yeah, that was quite sad. It's quite sad. I never ever experienced a wind that was this strong. One impressive thing though, no lifting cranes fell down, which is good because I think the damage would be terrible. Tony, that was nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I have a little bit of time now. We still have a bit of time until the top of descent for sure. So I think I'll be going for a little bit of studying. We've been up for 1 hour and 34. So 1 hour to go. In fact, I have like 20 minutes of calm studying to do. So what I'll do actually is very simple. I have this huge notes that I'm doing, and I want to separate it by topics. So perhaps you guys can actually suggest me something, because I kind of need to do something nice. Oh, and by the way, I need to wait. I need to adjust the window here for a second, so that we have a nice view of the cockpit. Feels like we're going to Easter Island again. That's a bit better. Just like that. I like that. Good. So yeah, like I'm doing this huge document. It's been going for 65 pages already, and it's growing. I have more stuff that I want to add. In fact, if you are a pilot and you are doing the ATPL or something, and you are doing the theory exams, or you are starting your instrument rating, you can send me a message and I'll send you this. This is ICAO/EASA, mostly EASA stuff, but EASA is quite similar to ICAO as well, so I mean, I have everything here, like holding entries, procedure stuff, how to do this, how to do that, what is this, what is that. There's a bunch of stuff here. And yeah, I need like a main page that I need to create, and then separate ones for like different topics. So I was just doing like the main page here. So I don't know, or perhaps, you know what, perhaps screw this, let's just go for I think when we were flying to Easter Island I was doing the GPWS ones. Since then I didn't have the time to do anything else here, so perhaps I just continue that, and I'll do the formatting later on a separate day, because why not? Why not? LPCP plane spotting. Não sei se consigo ir ao Air Summit ver aquilo, ainda por cima queria ver também a Real Thought 26. Isso é em Beja, não é? Dados que estou em informação também, mas vou tentar ir ao Air Summit. Pá, com calma. Se calhar até com calma dá para fazer tudo. Olha, mas fico contente que estejas aí em informação, isso é que é interessante, isso é que é bom. Fazes bem. Alright, so even like fuel topics are here, so if you're studying like flight planning and so on, fuel contingencies, reduced contingency fuel, procedure 1 and procedure 2, everything is here. What is an isolated aerodrome, what to consider, what not to consider, what is a minimum fuel consideration. So like, this is a good one, like if you're landing to your alternate, or let's say you're landing somewhere and you are in a situation where you are approaching and you understand that if you will be unsuccessful in your landing and you'll have to go around, you will be starting to burn your final reserve, the untouchable fuel, you know. So what do you have to declare? That would be minimum fuel. That means you are committed to land, and the ATC knows that if you fail to land, you will be in a Mayday fuel situation then, because Mayday fuel is when you enter that final reserve, that untouchable fuel. So I have that as well here. And I was doing some runway environment, distances and V-speed stuff, some V-speeds, I mean a lot of stuff here. What is a balanced field? Because it's very important to understand what is the V1 speed and how the factors that affect the V1 speed actually affect it. And yeah, performance, Class A, Class B. So Class B would be turboprops. Turboprops? No, not only turboprops. Turboprops and I want to say it's turboprops and pistons below a certain weight, or a certain passenger capacity. Oh boy, I need to remember that. I need to revise this. Yeah, I guess I need to add that. Class B, like what is Class B? Class B is this, this, and that. Because there's like factors and so on, but what is exactly Class B and Class A? Anyway, we were doing GPWS. Let's find it here. That's Jeppesen, and I believe at the end. Oh, there it is. So GPWS and TOS. We wrote all of that, and then we have a nice table here. So mode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm gonna try to write this down. So mode 1 is excessive descent right. I think it's yeah, it's sink right. Whoops. Sink right. This would be the alert. And warning. pull up. You guys definitely heard this at least once in just your times of playing with flight sims, and I think it's actually very good to actually understand these things, because imagine you are a student pilot, you never flown a flight simulator, you're studying this by a book, and you know that there are these modes, but you never heard it, you never experienced it, even by just playing. So that's why I think the simulators are really, really good. Alright, mode 2. Excessive terrain closure. Right. That has 2 of them. Either flaps. Well, they work for both cases, by either in flaps not in landing configuration or flaps in landing configuration. Works in no flaps or landing flaps. Alert says terrain. Terrain. Warning will be the same. Whoop, pull up. Mode 3. That'll be altitude loss after takeoff. That's no, don't sink. After takeoff or go around. And that will be alert. Don't sink. No warning. Mode 4. Unsafe terrain in wrong config. Unsafe terrain with wrong config. Gear or flaps. Alert. We'll call for too low gear, too low gear / too low flap. Too low terrain. No warning. Mode 5. Below glide slope. This one we hear a lot. Alert. Glide slope. Glide slope. Mode 6. Advisory. This is like 500 and so on. Altitude. And the famous bank angle in Paro with the 737. It was terrible. It could have gone so wrong. Alerts. Minimums 500s. Bank angle. Final mode 7, wind shear. Wind shear. Alert, literally wind shear. Not even an alert to be fact, it's a warning. Wind shear. Jesus Christ. Alright. Bank angle check, Tony. Jansen crash flyer. I think that just went to become almost a meme. Bank angle check. Alright, so these are the modes. And I probably will be doing... I'll remove this, because there is no point of writing no warning when there is no warning. I will do it like this, 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 and this. And I'm gonna do it mode 1. I'm gonna put it in bold. Excessive descent rate is gonna be like that, and sync rate is gonna be italic, and the other thing is gonna be italic as well. And just do like that, like that. Like that. I want to add as well some decision-making models. Like that. And here. Advisory. Alert, terrain. Warning. Like that. Don't sink. Too low gear or flaps. Too low terrain. Glide slope. Yeah, seems good to me. I like it. HD Sim, hey! Good to see you, the 777-300. Is this tablet plugin that you are using? No, this is something I created myself. I found a picture of a tablet. I edited in Photoshop for my needs, and it's basically an overlay. It's just an overlay. It's kind of like an I wanted to give this impression of being an EFB, you know. I think it works kind of well. Thank you. Alright, I've got all of this. So I finally finished the GPWS. Ground decision-making models, I believe, is going to come up for later. It's probably going to come up for version 1.7, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to actually remove it completely from here. And I'm going to add version 1.7 here for the feature log, decision-making models, and so on. And CPDLCA cars data link, that is going to be one interesting. In fact, I think I should remove all the pages from here because these pages are already completely useless because I changed the layout, and that will be absolutely useless. Annoying stuff, but has to be done. And perhaps I'll just do like a index. It's called index. Can't remember the name, but yeah. Or I leave the pages because whoever uses it on the thing. Yeah, you know what? Never mind, disregard. I'll keep the pages. Yeah. Alright, good. It's making models. Has to be bold. CPDLC, A cars and data link. I think I will change this to the other version. You're not going to be bold, and you're not going to be yellow, because this release is almost to be sent. Added a GPWS explanation. It's going to be page something. Doesn't matter now. And I want to add definitions of performance class A and B. I kind of think I added that though. Maybe not. Added runway environment distances and V-speeds. Considerations. Added runway environment. V-speeds, V-speeds, and consideration. Page something, doesn't matter, and that's it. Tony, could you send me the file once done through email? Yeah, absolutely. Tony, are you on our Discord? So that you don't send your email to the chat, I think. For just privacy reasons. Takeoff speeds, runway distances, and I'll change this to V speeds. In fact, I don't need to put this here now that I'm thinking. V speeds, runway distances, ground proximity warning systems. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm gonna GPWS. Tony, you're not on Discord. If you could come to the Discord, I'll send you through the Discord. It will be easier. I think it would be easier that way. Okay, let me see. Performance. I want to see the Class A. So let's see. Class A regulations. No, that's the regulations. I want to see the definition. CS25. Where's Class B though? That's CS23. Haha, okay, so let me see. EASA certification, this would be CS23. I remember this is for Class Bravo, and CS25 for Class Alpha. There's Class Charlie as well, performance, but that's for things like the DC-4 and so on, so I don't really care about it. I don't think I'll be flying those airplanes. I hope not. So yeah. Alright, how far are we actually? We're not that far. Stand by. Let me check that in a second. Yeah, we're 102 miles from top of descent. I think it's time for us to get prepared. And I'll continue doing this later. Tony, I could try create a Discord account. Okay, so if you don't want to create a Discord account, what you can do is, I believe if you go into the information tab on the channel, what is this shit? Sorry, just some crap appearing on YouTube. Sometimes YouTube gives you some really stupid recommendations that is like, what the hell is this? If you go into my YouTube like tab about information, it's not even a tab. You just click on the description of the channel and you click more to read all the stuff. My email address is there, so send me a message that's like, yeah, I'm Tony, we just spoke on the live stream and so on, so I can send you back the document once I finish this new version 1.6. Alright? And in case you are not understanding where is that, I will show you. So give me a second. So if you go to the channel, there is this information here that I write, and then this says more. You click on that, and then you have here my email address. Please, whoever is watching, don't send me spam messages. I will block you. Okay, so Christchurch awaits. Christchurch awaits, and so the weather there still is. I mean, it's the same metard. They did not update it, so perhaps. Oh, never mind. They did. They did, and they updated it 14 minutes ago. So wind 260 at 7. Few clouds, 7,500 scattered, 10,000, temperature 10, dew point 8, QNH 90907. So it was 90908, right? I think so. Regarding, yeah, Tony, I'm not saying that you are going to send me spam emails. It's just that perhaps some funny person will think that it's really funny to send me some stuff, and it's not. Alright, no, not that. I want to come... oh, wait. External services, Navigraph. Oh, yes, please. Good. How can I now see this stuff? Oh, perfect. Alright, great. We can open our charts. What I wanted to see though is performance. So I think considering the wind that we'll have, we will still go for the same runway 20 because it's a 60-degree offset for the wind. Runway 20, beautiful approach. I see nothing wrong. We already have it there. We have the approach from belly. This is belly 3 kilo. Arrival. Runway 20 ILS. And speaking of ILS, I need to select it here. Right, from a DC, let me see if we actually have that waypoint. Perhaps just Diffsu. Idrux and Diffsu, yeah, Diffsu 2000 and Idrux to Diffsu. Exactly, fantastic. Good, our restrictions are correct. Let's set up our V-speed flap 30, 141, we're looking at 146 on the approach speed. And minimums for us is going to be a straight-in landing for the best long gradient 296. That's going to be exactly a barrow. 296. Synchronize on the other side. Fantastic. Let's do a recall. Recall is fine. And I can still wait on the seatbelt sign for a little bit. So let's go. Landing. We need landing. Reverse. Both runways. Oh, it's not selected. Crap. I thought it would be automatically filling. Alright, Christchurch, please then. Runway 20, both reverses, flaps 30 condition. We're gonna assume it's good. Let's assume that it's gonna be a slightly wet. Anti-ice is off, so we can confirm that. Wind is 260 now. 260 plus 25 will be like 285. At 7. Brakes. We'll do brakes 2. Outside our temp will be 10. QNH 907. And our landing weight is gonna be, let's see, VNAV. Sorry, I should go to init index 224.2. Yeah, let's do 224.2. 224.000. VRF additive is going to be 5, and we calculate. And we see that our landing distance is going to be 2,568, considering that this runway here has 3,288. We have to fit within 60% of the landing distance. So let me see, 3288 times 0.6, we have to fit within 1,900. I mean, if I add auto brake 3, I'll just go with auto brake 2 because I'm sure we'll be stopping just fine. Or maybe that's already the factored one. Perhaps that's the factored distance. Alright, regardless, we're good. We are good. So that's set. We have 40 miles till top of descent. Last thing I want to do is have a couple of altitude restrictions, I believe. For instance, at Reef B we have to be above 10,000 feet. So let's assume at Reef B I want to be at 10,000 feet. So let's calculate very quickly. We are at 37. I want to be at 10 at Reef B. Let me write that. Reef P. And I want to be slightly lower on purpose so we can actually slow down just fine. And Reef P is going to be 10,000, so 37 minus 10 is 27. 27 times 3 is going to be 81. Yes, 81. And considering that this is a pretty floaty airplane and we're going to have tailwind, I'm going to add 81. I want to round it up to 100 to be fair. And that gives us 22 miles till top of descent. So, okay, I can live with that. Our top of descent is actually slightly further ahead. So considering that we're going to do a very steep descent, it could be possible. So I will go with the flow and we'll see what's what. If not, I'll start to decrease some speed. Also, at Reef B, I want to start to actually properly slow down. And because of that, 240 knots, yeah, I don't want to be at that speed. I want to be like at I want to be 230 to be fair. 230, 230, 10,000. Execute. Let's see our descent. Yep, top of descent has changed. Okay, good. So let's do a very quick arrival briefing, get going, as we're gonna start descending very soon. And we still have to do the descent checklist, so just a very, very quick and dirty arrival briefing. Guys are ready? So let's go. All is fine, weather seems fantastic, anti-ice might be required on the descent, no temps are checked. I'll keep the weather radar on my side, terrain radar on the first officer side. We'll be crossing some high terrain as we cross New Zealand. That'll be very, very cool. Alright, top of descent is just coming up. I'll be arriving via the Belly 3 kilo arrival, page 10-3 Echo, factory 27th of November. Very simple, coming from Vanda to Belly, Avoca, Reef B above 10,000 feet, then to Charlie Hotel 511, Charlie Hotel 406 above 6, Idrux max 210 above 3,000, and then to Disvo at max 170. I'll be looking for 2,000 feet there. MSA for us 7,100, 5,400 in case we go missed, and we will be turning up towards the terrain. We're doing ILS approach, runway page 11-2 for runway 20. MSA is briefed. We require nav 1 GNSS. Frequencies and courses are pre-selected, minimums 296 set, and in case we go missed, track 1952 Charlie Hotel VOR will left turn, track outbound, radial 181 to Tosig, mandatory 4000 or as instructed, so pretty simple. Diversion fuels 12 tons, we're just fine, we'll land with flaps 30 and auto brake 2. I anticipate we'll be vacating somewhere along Alpha 6 and then taxi cross runway 2911 towards a gate. No special considerations apart from managing the speed, and that'll be about it. No abnormals, no nothing. That's the brief complete. If any questions, please let me know. We'll start the descent in a moment. So let's set 10,000 on the altitude. Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Recall.
Recall was done.
Checked. Notes.
No notes.
Checked. Auto brake.
I thought I put it
Set.
to.
Landing data.
We've set a VREF of 141 and flaps
Set.
30.
Approach briefing.
Complete.
Completed. Completed.
Checklist is complete. Fantastic. Excellent. Did we just cross the descent? I think we crossed the descent. Yeah, why didn't it descend? Alright. Ah, no, wait, top of descent is up there. Wait. Hold the altitude, hold everything. What is going on here? That top of descent cannot be right. Alright, I'll do it my own then. Vertical speed down. Our ground speed is 500, so that will be minus 2,500 feet a minute for the descent. And I'll be managing this. Checklist is complete. Let's see, can I give a PA? Destination? Goodbye, let's do a goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking.
That
from the
sounds
flight
so
deck.
sad.
I hope you have enjoyed our flight, and hope to see you again soon.
That was such a sad... Seatbelt sign is gonna come on. We are descending. Alright, 10,000 feet is set. Speed is good. We are on idle. I can keep Mach number, which was 84. For now, that top of descent is broken. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did it right. A Rifty, 78 miles to go. Yeah, crossing 35, so that's 25 times 3, 75. 75 plus... yeah, we're very high, in fact. We will see. And I'll put the Mach number to a lower number, so we continue on idle. Shay TP, how are you? Good to see you here. How's been your flying, man? Aviator Vlad, I learned you can see others from Avitab map. Oh. Where's Avitab? Oh, there he is. Oh, yes! Ha! That's cool. That's great. And we also should be seeing the beauty of New Zealand, which is completely engulfed in clouds. So, there's that. Alright, terrain radar on my side, weather radar on the first officer's side. Let's put a range of 40. And we're gonna keep going like that. That is the point. We need to descend. Otherwise we'll not be able to slow down. ShayTP, you're turning 18 today? Really? Whoa, congratulations, happy birthday. Wow. Dude, that is awesome. That is a very, very important date. Holy cow, congratulations. That is so cool. Are you gonna do a driver's car driver's license, or maybe perhaps you already did? I want to clear this. All right, never mind. I'll just leave it. No problem. Syncfresh, I would love to see New Zealand Beauty. We will be able to see it, I believe, soon, because this cloud layer, it is affecting somewhat of this part of the island. But as we come closer to Christchurch, we should be coming out of the clouds. Yeah, yesterday was beautiful, but not sure how it's gonna go. But regardless, Syncfresh Flyer, don't worry too much about it, because I am preparing something soon, to come soon for the channel. Something we're going to be doing, and it's going to be in New Zealand. I believe it's going to be really cool, and you guys will be all invited, and I think it's going to be really nice. Leon, has anyone had issues with the X updater if purchasing the upgrade package from the 200ER to the 300ER? No, mine updated just fine. So, maybe, just maybe, usually when you purchase it, it does take some time for it to update. So it's not immediate, okay? So it's not like you purchase it and it's in the next minute it will be up there. So give it a little bit, give it a couple of hours, sometimes maybe like 3 hours, I don't know, 3-4 hours, it can happen. So just give it a little bit of time. Shay TP 18 and still no PPL. Man, don't worry, believe me, you still have time, and we still got speed brakes here that we have to use, because otherwise we'll overspeed the airplane. But I got my PPL at 24. Yep, I was 24 when I got my PPL, and you are fine, man. There are people who do it even later, and use the time you have to learn as much as you can, because it will help you very, very much. Believe me. So don't worry about it. I'm 27 now. I think it's perfectly fine. One of the instructors in my flight school, he's flying A330, A340 right now, and he started at, he finished at 37, so it is possible. Just do what you gotta do, and you will be fine. We'll see. At this point I could just use flight level change, to be fair. Let's just get a flight level change, and it will just keep the speed. Thrust flight level change. Yeah, there is no way we would be coming on on that top of descent. We'll be overshooting that so freaking hard. Well, now it's kind of showing the correct value, that we're very high. So weird. I don't know what happened there. Regardless, let's pre-select the QNH. That was 9 or 9 or 7. That's pre-selected. I'll be putting it here already so I don't forget. 9 or 9 or 7, we're looking good. So total air temp is 0, but we've got automatic anti-ice, so that's good. And let's go vertical speed. Do not power up the plane, just let it slow down slowly. I'm gonna put 250 here. 15.3 tons of fuel. Brilliant. Yeah, it's not... I'm gonna have to use some speed brake anyway. And transition level, QNH is set and it's reading the same. Let's do approach checklist.
Approach checklist, please. Altimeters
Set.
set. Checklist complete.
Fantastic. Speaking of girls, what about them seeing Crash Player? TP, I got €1,000 and that's exactly how much driver's license cost. Oh, what a coincidence. Oh, and would you look at that? That's an opening. And we need some more speed brake. We need some more speed brake. And I'll erase the fix. I'll return to this page and I'll keep this page on. Good. Here, let me grab my chart here. Max to 10 at Idrux. Alright, T. So 10,000 seems like a fine altitude. Will be passing over it just good enough. Let's see 6,000 if we comply with the next one. Yes, we will. And then 3,000 and 210 knots. Seems good. Look at that. We got an opening and we've got some terrain. And some rain. Welcome to New Zealand. I mean, it's autumn, so kind of works. Alright, flap 1 speed, limit is 260 knots. $10,000 fit lights on. We're gonna put logo on. I mean, it's daytime. We don't need the logo light. And let's go flap 1. And we should be arriving. It's 44 now. We will be arriving in 53. Yeah, it's gonna be 10 minutes for arrival. So cabin crew. Cabin crew landing.
What can I do for you?
Get ready, we landing soon.
Sure.
Thank you very much. And gonna need more speed brake because we want to be at 210 there. Still got a lot of speed. This is the funny part about flying big airplanes, dude. They are hard to slow down. It's a completely different game. Oh, we're full speed brake now. What's flap 5 limitation? 245. Alright, I'll do this. I'll do vertical speed minus 1,000 because we're going to have to slow down. And we'll deploy flaps 5. So VFE minus 5-ish. Let's go flaps 5. I'll do 200 on the speed. That's a bit better. And flaps 15 is at 230. So once we hit 220, 220, we go for flaps 15 and then a steeper descent. We go, speed is checked, flaps 15. Put that descent in, so we get some more drag with the flaps. Now 1,300 should be enough. And we are at almost 210, speed brake out. I'll keep 200 knots to be on the safe side. Minus 1,200 should be just enough. Beautiful, there we are. Managed just fine. Christchurch traffic, Air New Zealand 224 is 9 miles from Idrux for an ILS approach runway 20 at Christchurch. Bella Gastel, damn, just came back. Is VNAV still wonky? I think something went wrong. Perhaps the limit that I put kind of broke the profile, but then it kind of made sense. I mean, right now it doesn't make any sense because it says we are 4,500 feet above, so that means we should be at 1,000 feet. No, right? So VNAV is still not there. Still not there, but we have the good old vertical speed. And views. Would you look at those views? Kind of flat, man. We missed the mountains. Mountains were all engulfed in clouds. Wind is going funny. But it's alright, I still like this airplane. Aviator, my sim almost crashed, I got scared. Oh! What happened there? Why I get 10 FPS with all this 319? Looks to me like it is trying to load something. Perhaps, do you have map enhancement? Perhaps it's trying to load some scenery. Let's do minus 900 here for a shallower descent. And let's go for 170. And we can go directly. We'll even do minus 700 here. Pass Idruk above 3,000. Large planes are hard to decelerate gently. Well, that's true. That is indeed true. Let's actually go for flap 15 speed, which would be 161 there. I see no traffic, so that's good. No clouds, that's good. Decelerating just nicely. Switching up, and there we go. Synchronized, do you feel any difference between the 200 and the 300? Yeah, the 300 is harder to slow down. I would definitely say that. And we crossed that 170. Good. Let me just check real quick. Oh crap. Yeah, our ILS frequency was still on manual selection. Now it switched to the correct 140 approach. Good. Glad I switched that. I remembered to check that. Alright, let's get minus 900 here. Funny thing, it was in park mode. It should be working. There we go. Minus 700 again. Let it finish the turn. We do minus 500 here. Approach mode armed. Localizer captured. Ah, don't level off, come on. I'm gonna have a little bit of a level off here. Runway's in sight. 6.6 miles, let's keep slowing down, flaps 20. Gear down. Speed brake armed, lights on. And there's the rain that I was telling you. Let's go flaps 25. Glide slope. Missed approach altitude, 4,000 feet is set. And we're looking for an approach speed of 146. Yep, 146 indeed. Flaps full. Landing checklist.
Landing checklist, please. Flaps. Set. Set. Checklist complete.
Yeah, checklist is complete. Thank you very, very much. Land 3 armed. Great. A beautifully looking aeroplane. But yes, Sim Crash Flyer, there is a difference between the 777-300 and the 200. Absolutely. Let's go autopilot off. Auto throttle off. Christchurch traffic, Air New Zealand 224 Heavy is on a 3-mile final for runway 20 Christchurch.
1,000.
That's checked, we're stabilized. Speed is a little bit on the high side. Speed is good now. Yeah, it is different. Like, it is. Sometimes it's kind of, it feels like it has more inertia.
Approaching 20.
I can't really explain it, but yes. And when you're taxiing, you also feel the difference. That
500.
Yeah, that is. Wind is changing. Went to
400.
0, now it went to 5. Funny. We're nice and stable though. Runway's inside, clear to land.
$200.
We passed the minimums, continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Touchdown. Reverse normal. And welcome to Christchurch. 2 hours and 29 minutes. We saved 5 minutes of time. Thank you for flying with Air New Zealand. Alright. And there's 60 knots. Reverse is coming out. There's the runway, manual braking. That was a bit harsh. Clock timer on. And we'll vacate at the very end. That'll be Alpha 6. Disengage the weather radar. Start the AP already, why not? Belligastel, that's an expensive plane to be shipping with broken VNAV. Well, yeah, you can say that. You can say that. You can say that, but you can also say that it has a bunch of other advantages. Apart from VNAV. So yeah, my bigger question, you know, more than VNAV would be, can you do RNAV approaches? Because that is more important than VNAV, to be fair. It is funny because now when I taxi a small airplane like a 319, I usually overshoot everything because I'm now used to taxiing these huge airplanes. And it's clear on the on the right and clear on the left. Good. Speed brakes up. We'll do the flaps in a second. Strobes off and transponder. Let's just line up here with this. And then once we taxi, we're gonna listen to some flap sounds. Alright, let's listen to the flaps. Ah, that's nice. I like it. Oh, the slats have multiple positions. Interesting. And a different sound. That's cool. That is cool. Can we get to the menu? Oh, nice. We can now just do this. Much easier. Alright, I'm gonna be crossing runway, so let's go strobe lights on, transponder on.
Approaching 29.
Christchurch traffic, Air New Zealand, 224 heavy, crossing runway 2911. Clear on both sides. And my question now is, where are the larger stands? So let's slow down. Strobes off. Transponder to transponding. I believe these ones are the largest. Or we have also the 3-0. Let's go for 3-0. 3-0, that's where the static Emirates was parked. And let me reset the flight directors. Do we have an after landing?
Shutdown checklist,
No, let's
please.
wait.
Hydraulic panel.
Yeah,
set.
stand by on that. Let's see, where's Aviator? Oh, Aviator is coming up. He's coming up nicely. We also had 3 minutes on the clock, so I'm going to reset the clock. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And beautifully not on the taxiway as well. That's a large parking position there as well. But I want to go for 3-0. 3-0 feels like one of the largest ones. 3-0, 1-6. Yeah. Alright, clear left, clear right. Should be coming here. A bit fast. Slowing down. There's 29. How's the taxi cam? It doesn't have it here, at least. I don't know if it has it on the options, but I did not try it. Alright, let's go. Lights off. That's 3-0. Okay, let's try to do a good job on this one. Oh, am I parking on the wrong one? Oh, crap. Yes, I am. Shit. Alright, I'm gonna try to save it. Which probably isn't gonna do it. Ah, oh, really, dude? Alright, I'm gonna try and save it. Nobody saw this. Okay, first time coming in Christchurch. That was a bit too much. Come on, 20 centimeters. Alright, parking brake, he said, lights are off, we've got AP running, we can cut off. Seatbelt signs off, fuel pumps off, and we will do hydraulics off, 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 and off. AP bleed on auto, and beacon light off. Transponder, standby, 2000. Shutdown checklist, please. No, I don't
Shutdown checklist, please.
Parking brake.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Fantastic. Very good. Welcome everybody to Christchurch. Let's do unlock the doors, and we're gonna do open up the other doors while I call the ground.
This is the captain. Good day.
Hello, sir.
Hey, we need some GPU chocks.
We are in need of some equipment.
What can I bring you?
Primary GPU. Secondary GPU. Chocks.
Got it.
And we need this, this, and this.
We require some equipment.
No problem. Which one?
Forwards belt loader. Transporter. Aft belt loader.
Affirmative.
And then we need doors. We need to open this.
Please open this door.
Seriously? Slides on the airfield?
No,
or
no,
have
no.
you simply forgotten that the doors
Yes,
are
I
armed?
did.
Doors to manual mode, please.
Disarmed and cross-checked.
Right, now I can do it.
Please open the hatch.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, we got that. Ape, you can go to off. And very good. Very nice, very well. Let me catch up with the chat. We should be having Aviator on approach. Yep, he's on approach. That's fantastic. And this is a great looking picture, I must admit. This is a great view right here, like that. Boom. Let me enter walk-around mode. Let's see Aviator's landing. And while we wait for him... Oh yeah, well, never mind. I have to exit this. Ooh. Shift 4 is Charlie, otherwise I can't zoom, so I won't be able to see the landing. And there he is. Let me catch up with the chat. Soft landing. Yeah, I think it was pretty okay. It was decent. I floated a bit. Still not finding out the perfect... I know that the perfect time to cut the power is around 20. Sometimes I try to do it a bit early, but I just have to cut it at 20 and just flare a bit closer to the ground, but that's gonna be all fine. Nice on the nose down too. Yeah, this is something you really have to be careful with this one, because you can easily tail strike it if you go for that very, very sweet butter, as well as for a very, very fast rotation. So yeah, that's something you have to be aware of. So you do feel the difference from the 300 to the 200. Absolutely. Bella Gastel, a bunch of other advantages. Falling screws. Like I said, if you like the 777 and you want to fly the 777, you're gonna like this airplane. Like, if you get one version, let's say you got it on discount, the 200 version, and you're asking me, should you get the 300 version? That's what I said on the beginning of the live stream. I mean, there is no reason, because it's basically the same airplane, unless you really want a different version. Other than that, yeah. It's essentially the same plane. It's awesome. I love it. Does it have an imperfect VNAV? It looks like so. But again, we didn't exactly trust the VNAV that there was on the airplane, like the way it calculated. Maybe I shouldn't put the winds. Maybe there is something else. I don't think we would be able to get in time with the programmed VNAV. But again, I kind of changed stuff. Oh, that was a float. That's a float. That's a float. Hold the nose. Hold the nose. Hold the nose. There is a landing. And a nice. Yay, we got aviator here as well with the Speedbird 319. Very well. And by the way, guys, this is a freeware scenery. It's done by DAZA. It's available for download for free, and it's ridiculously good. So, yeah, there is that. There is that. Awesome looking plane. Right, guys. You want to see the replay? Let's watch the replay. Alt R, and then we'll finish with the photo finish. Replay is not perfect as well on this one, but we'll work out with it. Like, the sound is not perfect, but I'm completely fine with that. Just wanted to clear that smokish, whatever that was. Yeah, taxi camera. To be fair, I never tried it. If it's there somewhere, please let me know where it is. Yeah, no engine sound because it's powered down, but oh yes, would you look at that? Did you see that? That was right on the markers, and it was nice and nice on the nose. Freaking beautiful. If I would watch the replay exactly after landing, sorry. Yeah, after landing with the engines on, we would have the engine sounds and so on. But let's watch that once again. It was very nice. Shay TP, do you know if X-Craft is thinking of making E2 E-Jets? I would buy them instantly. No idea. I have no idea. On the markers, dude. That was on the markers. I'm just happy. It's so weird to see it without sound. Touchdown right there. And center line. I'm happy with this. Yes, a silent look. It looks weird. With the open doors, even better. That was good. I completely take that. I completely take that. Now I'm just going to park the airplane again and remove it from the replay and remove it from the pause, and I hope nothing will be broken. Yep, we are good. We are perfect. We are perfectly fine. Let me just reconnect very quickly to VATSIM so we can take a picture with Aviator. There he is. Let's take a final picture for memory. In fact, I might do it like from here because it looks better from this side. The size difference is incredible as well. Bingo. And yep. So yeah, ShayTP, I don't know about that. But like I said, that's a gorgeous VNAV-less plane. Yes, it is, and you will absolutely love to fly it even without the VNAV. Trust me. What was the name of the walking thing? It's called Apron XP. Apron XP. Let me show you, because it's really worth it. And it's, I mean, it's a freeware plugin, so it's available on the forum. This is it. Guy did a wonderful job, and very easy. You just install it. You do one keybind for entering, so it's I put it on Z. You enter it here, and then you just like kind of on any shooter game, you can jump, you can run, you can crouch, and if you press the Z key again, you go back to the cockpit like you've just entered it. So that's really cool. Swappy, hey, you came in late. Yeah, we're finishing here, but at least I hope you enjoyed the landing. The landing was cool, and I really enjoyed flying this airplane. Beautiful livery, beautiful stuff. Congratulations to FlightFactor for it. If you want to get a 777-300 ER, do get it. Even without the VNAV, you will love this plane, and I would say that flying it without the VNAV would actually make you a better pilot, just like the X-Crafts. Anyway, Swappy, you're late. Took you 1 hour just to take off. Well, it's all right. What happened there with your takeoff? At least I hope everything is fine. If you are on the Discord, leave your pictures there so we can see where you're flying and how is it going. And regardless of that, have a nice flight. But I guess the open cargo doors, nah, these are flaps, new generation or something. Actually makes sense. And Aviator flared away very much. It was my first flight with the 319, but by the way, that was a good flight. That's cool. The 319 is a great airplane. It does take some time to get used to. Again, it's a smaller plane. Anyway, it's good. Aviator, by the way, wanted me to buy the 777. Do get it. It's a great one. Guys, I will be ending here. Thank you very much. Let's finish with our walk around here. Thank you very much for being here with me today. It's been great. Really enjoyed flying this lovely, bloody long plane from Sydney to Christchurch. Some nice weather, and we did some studying. I've revised some topics there regarding. I mean, a lot of stuff, in fact. We talked about pitot blockage stuff, we talked about sensor, we talked about fuel sensors, we talked about ice detection, we did some GPWS stuff, explained some modes, and yeah, that was really cool. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this cool flight. I'll be back next week. Wish me luck for Tuesday. I hope I'll get you the news about the CPL earlier. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for all the support, for being here, and we'll catch you up next week for something more. I'm not sure yet what to do. I have a couple of ideas, but they're gonna be cool. Anyways, goodbye guys. Have a great rest of the weekend. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.